Hey guys, how's it going? The Popa Pineapples, SWGOH gameplay. How's it going? So, I don't know if you know this, but Okinawa has a pineapple park where they grow pineapples, and then it's like a pseudo amusement-ish area. So you can get like pineapple wine, enjoy pineapple pastries, eat pineapples. So it's pretty cool, I guess. You get to see, like, it's crazy how long pineapples take to grow, right? And how relatively inexpensive they are compared to the time it takes for them to grow, because it takes like years and years. Like that fatty, delicious pineapple doesn't grow fast. It takes some time. So I did like from Hanoi. What's Hanoi? Is that a place? Hanoi. So I really did think it was pretty good to go with the like buying 2 packs so that I can do these events. It gave me some Kyrotex. And it also, because before I was like, I don't even have the resources to gear these guys up to do these events, but I found I could do them really low gear. Vietnam. Hello, Vietnam. Alright, Jesus Dominguez, you're from Vietnam? Or are you just visiting? Stabbychucker. Thanks, dude. Hey, JB23. Would I consider implementing doing one review from the top of the list and then the rest using the wheel? Would I? No, JB. I would say that we all are subject to the wheel now. And I understand some people have been waiting longer than others. But unfortunately, this is the system that I utilized, and I understand you're probably J Baby, if I imagine you're JB, and I understand, and I'm sorry, but that you were. I figured someone would ask this, where they would say like, hey, what about those who have been waiting? And sorry, like, I'll say this. So I want a system that anyone who, like, if it's free, right, like if it's all completely free, then the system in itself is what it is. Like that's all I can say. Like I personally, what can I say? I enjoy the wheel. And I don't want to do one where it's like and yeah, that probably honestly would be the most fair, right? If I like alternate wheel time. But what's fair and what's fun to me is different. But I understand what you're saying, and I get it. And it sucks that you were like right there, and now you're just you're subject to like the fate of the wheel. But the wheel has taken over. I am now but a servant of the wheel, and that's all I can say is I'm subjugated to the wheel, and the wheel takes no prisoners. It's now become something greater than myself. I'm not asking for help. This isn't a cry for help, but the wheel is now the boss, and that's all I can say. But in all seriousness, no. I think I'm oh, you're in holiday in Vietnam? Nice. I've wanted to go, not Vietnam. I think my wife wants to go to. Where does she want to go to? Vietnam is nice because we're in Japan. I want to spend some more time in like mainland. I wanted to go to. My wife wants to go to Taiwan. We wanted to go to. I spent a good amount of time in Korea, but my wife hasn't, so I wanted to take her to Korea as well. So yeah, I do have some stuff I wanted to do. But that is a really fair ask, J Baby. Super fair. Out of all the things requested of me, that is the fairest of them all, I would say. Never such a fair question has been asked here. And I'll say this. It's I'm not gonna grant it. Sorry. I know you said you're willing to subjugate yourself to the wheel, but that was a super fair ask, to be honest. It really was. All right, so now that I finished my JMK farm, completely finished it. So now I start farming these guys. So pretty fun. Oh yeah, two. So we'll see how fast. Oh man, see, we're all subject to RNG in some way. In some way we all are. So RNG strikes us all. Strikes us all. There's nothing we can do. Nothing we can do about it. But it's I think this is gonna be super fast. Man, look at that. Look at that. I feel like this is karma, you know. You're like, I'm like, we're all subject to RNG, and then, but it's fine. It's fine. No, it doesn't matter, Vash. So it'll be, it's all random anyways. So it'll average out. So today may have been poor, but tomorrow it'll like come out. So it doesn't change the amount overall. Overall, it feels bad, right? And I'm kidding. I really don't care. It doesn't matter if you do them in pools of 3, if you do them in pools of, 20. It's like, it's all the same. Like, it's all exactly the same. It feels different, right? And that's it. So people don't like that feeling where they do a big pool and it, like nothing comes. But if you do 3-4 times and you get nothing, it feels less bad than doing 12 at one time and getting 1. So, and it's just the way that you work, I guess. But it doesn't matter. It's all the same. Like, it's all the same. Today's just a day where the drops say nay, and that's fine. Honestly, I don't even consider any of this. Like, I don't care. I could get 5, I could get 1. It doesn't bother me. Like, same as the other things. It's just something that happens, and it doesn't matter overall. Like, you just have to look at this game statistically, and some days you have good days, some days you could have bad days, but if you if you keep doing it overall, it'll just like average out. So you guys don't have to say question, you guys can just ask questions. All right, so what's the best way to get crystals when you can't advance in Fleet Shard? So that's the best way, like the Popa pineapples, is Fleet Shard, and just over time you'll build, over time you'll get better Grand Arena placement, but that's it. Do you know what? Low key guys, them fixing this is goated. Look at that. So do you remember where you couldn't skip it before? For like a brief, it was like a month or something, and you couldn't skip this, and it took like forever to level up skills. Now you can skip things. Oh, so goated. But Fleet Shard and GAC is the primary source for crystals. So if you look at my crystals, every day I get first in fleets, so I'll get my 400 here, and then I get 240 for being in Kyber, and then I get 800 for wins and 200s for losses, and that's it. Like, that's where I get my crystals. The best way after that, money. Like, that's it. You get a little from like guild events and stuff, but nothing of note. Just like tiny little bits, like little bits. So inconsequential amounts, right? Like 1,000. We'll get like 1,000 something from these events, but that's it. Do I have recommendations on where to focus? What does that mean? The most? Can you? I do. So here, if what I mean, if what you're saying is what I think you're saying, then here, let me give you something. So. here. So this is what a playlist for my hierarchy of needs, and this is where it's what I recommend for how to what to focus. You're asking a question that's kind of like, how do I put it? Not. It's a very broad question, a very, very broad question. So I'm going to give you a very broad answer of here's my philosophy of how to build an account. And that's where I think you should put your focus. So if you watch that, then it will probably give you some insights on where I place the importance of everything. So my guild did get 9 on the first day. Look at that. We pulled up our big point pants now, getting 9. We had to do all the combat missions and everything, so. Vague. Yeah. Non-specific. So, but there's my hierarchy of needs. My hierarchy of needs is where I recommend how to build an account and where to focus your efforts. And it fully explains my thought process on that. So it's what I used to build my account. In theory, right? It's like my hierarchy of needs is just me delivering my thought process to you guys in a manner that I think is like, like what I think is fine. So what I thought was good. I didn't check speed, so yep, there you go. Lost. Not a big deal. Just needed my 1 placement for the day. Road to 25, nice. So you have a smaller account then, Pineapple? Do you prefer Pineapple or do you prefer Pope? Do you want to be a representation of your people or do you prefer the title? Up to you. I'll call you whatever you want. Do you prefer your full title, the Pope of Pineapples? It's quite a mouthful, right? The Pope of Pineapples. See, watch 20, boom, 7. So it doesn't matter, guys. Like the batch sizes that you do. Just I try not to waste my time with this stuff. What's today? Wednesday? Yeah, today's Wednesday. I will never remember Andrew, the Pope of Pineapples. I never will. I never will. So it's you ask too much of me. There's a few people who have been watching my streams since like the very beginning of when I started, like 8 months ago. And I would say generally I do know their pseudonyms because some of them have different like Discord names and YouTube names and Discord names. So when I first started streaming, there's a few people like Enigma, Kazutora, like Kungtator has a bunch of different pseudonyms, but like the people who pretty much watched me from when I first started streaming, I do try to I have pretty much memorized their pseudonyms just because I've been hanging out with them, I don't know, like the last 8 months or so. But I think you ask too much, Mr. Pineapple. You ask too much. So good question. So it's funny because I make tons of videos for the questions you guys are asking, but I know a lot of you guys are new, so I don't mind answering them again. But I all these questions because I do all these things, or most videos I make, I do it kind of because you know how when I say like most people talk about, or a lot of people, because Egnards keeps saying this statement. I'll explain it to you, but I'm just making conversation, I guess. But a lot of things I do, I've specifically made guides on just so that I don't have to, like, especially things that are complicated. I don't mind explaining that one because it's an easier one to explain. But pretty much in your first year of playing, I recommend a new player to farm geos and try to get Watt Tambor to 7 stars is what I recommend. because it's so incredibly expensive to farm him outside of that. Once you have that though, I do recommend that is the turning point. Like once you have Watt, then you start going full-time rote. So first year of playing, go into a guild that gives you really good Watt shards, like 30 plus at least, as close to 50 as possible. And then once you have Watt at 7 stars, then you go to a full-time rote guild. So that's if you are already in a full-time rote guild and you have like fatty GP and you're happy with your guild, don't go back. It's fine. You're just gonna have to spend get 3 to farm Watt. Like that's just the price to pay for not having the knowledge when you know, like when you started, which is fine. Not everyone does. You just like you have to, like, everyone has to build their account the way they can, right? So you just have to, that's the price you pay for it, which isn't bad, honestly. It's not like the worst thing in the world. You just have to build Watt on your own because he's a requirement for JMK. So JMK, I don't have a tab anymore, but because I finished farming him, but like JMK is a phenomenal GL and he has the requirement for Watt. Where's Watt? Right here, relic 7. So you have to get him at farm. Like unlike Ki Adimundi, who's required for literally nothing. Good character, don't get me wrong. Like good character, solid, Galactic Republic Jedi, elevates many teams. But he's not a requirement for anything. Watt is. So that's why I recommend in the first year, get in a dark side GOTB guild that has fatty Watt shards. Unlock Watt. Once you have Watt, then you go to full-time rote. So you don't have that transition guilds to do a non-dark side geo guild. Increase double rope. Mine's at 5-star. So JMK is good, right? But I don't think he should be the first GL you go for. Like he's very good, very good. Honestly, I'm more in line with the Jabba, even though, because Jabba comes with Jedi Knight Luke, comes with Fennec, comes with like some good bounty hunters. He's a excellent GL for Conquest, for TW, for Rote, for GAC. So that's why I recommend Jabba as your first GL now. So Jabba, I should. What do you guys think about me making a new player guide? The thing with the new player guide is I don't know, because I've thought about doing it, but I was like, I don't know how in detail should I be? Should I make it from like, I've never played this game before, so I'm going to explain like the fundamentals of all these different types of game modes, or should I make just like a farming path for new players, or make 2 videos? I don't know. I've thought about it. I really have. I want to make one. I want to make a new player farm. Maybe 2025 I'll make one. A new player farming guide. So I've been thinking about it. Jar Jar. So believe it or not, I don't think Jar Jar is a must farm. I really don't. So Queen Amidala and the Padawan Obi-Wan Master Qui-Gon, absolutely new farm, are absolutely mandatory. Padawan Obi-Wan Master Qui-Gon, yes, like those absolutely should be farmed, should be a priority. Relic 7 for these guys, for the raid, for their assault battle. Jar Jar, believe it or not, if you can skip them. There's like if you already have them or you're building towards them, because right now it's like Jar Jar is probably not going to come back for another 3 months, right? Even me, like I could have farmed Jar Jar a long time ago. I could have had him unlocked right now if I really wanted to, but I don't see a huge reason to farm for him right away. So I will say I'm pretty good at explaining things in a way that can be explained by anyone, and that's what I aim for my guides. I try to give my philosophy of why I do it or why I do what I do, but I also try to make it approachable and understandable to everyone, to the lowest level. Very, very, very few people have come to me and just been like, I don't understand what you're saying. Like, can you, because it's broken down super easy, super basic, Barney style, if you will. Okay, so I'll think about that. So put the basics of like every guide. So I'll think about it. But I do want to. Maybe in September I'll make a new player farming guide. Or maybe at the start of the new year, I don't know. No, I haven't started yet. We've just been talking, I guess. Chatting up a storm. So just about I'm thinking about doing a new player farming guide. Just because usually I have I don't know if you've noticed this, but if you look at my content, hey Abba. Nice. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's like themes to my content and what I'm doing. And I try to make guides as I go through of things that I think are most important to me. So I started off with like mods, my farming philosophy, how to farm relics, how to farm gear, how to use all the resources, how to farm, how to layer your farming. What else did I do? Assault battles. I'm doing all the assault battles right now. So, hey Nodman, how's it going? So generally I'm doing that. And I think I'm at the point where I think it would be good to do a new player farming guide and maybe update them yearly or something. Unpack the hierarchy of needs concept. So the hierarchy of needs is a philosophy. And I don't want to build, because my account is designed off of it. Like that's how I built my account, is off that hierarchy of needs. But I don't want to, because I did unpack it. Like if it's unpacked, it's there, it's ready to be picked up, but I don't want to give a specific farming guide for that. Like I would, and that my farming guide would like use the hierarchy of needs as a concept towards it. But I wouldn't want to like specifically claim like, hey, this is the hierarchy of needs farming pathway, because the hierarchy of needs farming pathway is scalable and like to where you are in the game. Anyone in the game can use it. It's not new players, it like end game players, everyone. Like literally anyone in the game could use the hierarchy of needs to decide what they farm. So I'm not going to, I would make a new player farming guide, but I wouldn't specifically link it to the hierarchy of needs, other than saying like, this is the philosophy I use to build this specific farming set. But I don't want to shoehorn people into thinking like my hierarchy of needs is only for like a new player, because it's not, it's for everyone. And that's why I designed it that way, is so that anyone in the game can look at the hierarchy of needs, understand the philosophy or the concepts of it. And it's probably the thing that I've done the most that is just like in theory, and maybe not in practicality. I don't know how people can benefit from it, because I've only seen one person tell me specifically that they've used my hierarchy of needs towards their like farming pathway. So people probably have been like, oh, this is an interesting concept, and then didn't apply it towards themselves, maybe because I don't know. But I use it all the time. When I do roster reviews, when I for my account, for all the things, because if you look at my account, right, like everything I have in it, like all the GLs, convenience, right, return of investment, my personal project, so everything else, like all the assault battles, everything I farmed has been geared towards like ships, raid currency, Now I'm going towards like rogue content. So everything that I've done has been geared towards like that, getting more resources into my account to build my account faster, which is what my hierarchy of needs is about. It's like designing an account so that it not only is efficient in all game modes, but also and farms every single thing in the game. Like I don't know if I talk about this that much, but I farmed like every shard for every character pretty much. There's a few I just haven't finished because they're absolutely useless. There's things that are like kind of useless, and then there's things that are like absolutely useless, like Ugnaught, Cura, Chief Nebbit, what is it? The Jawas, Young Hondo, Bodhi Rook, like things that Imperial Probe Droid. I'm slowly farming through the events that comes every like 3 months or so. So there's some things I probably won't specifically put effort towards unless I have to. Like if they become a requirement or something for something, then I'll like quickly farm their shards because they're all like shipment stuff. Cup. I don't have cup farmed. Yeah, so like all these things are shipments though, and with shipments you can farm them like super quick. So there's no reason for me to. Is Hondo useless? No, Hondo is not useless. So Hondo is a Cantina farm, and I don't do Cantina farms until I'm farming the character, because Cantina is how you get signal data, which is how you relic things. So Cantina farms should only be done when that is your main farm. So when it's your main farm, then farm Cantina farms. So out of all, like I'm talking about hard node farms. So these are like the last hard node farms that I need in the game that are useful. Like literally all these are the only hard node farms I have left in the game that I will farm. So Vandor, Trip Zero, Tusken Chieftain, Paz, IG, Gungan, Phalanx, Boomadir, Keller, and Beck. And some of them are pretty soon they'll be done. But literally these are the only hard nodes I have. Ships, everything. Like I have every single ship at 7 stars except for the Comeuppance, because the Comeuppance is a Cantina farm. So as you can see, Cantina battle. So I'm not going to farm the Comeuppance unless there's like a specific reason I need it at 7 stars. So yeah, because I farmed it through the Galactic Chases, got it to 6 stars, and it does everything I need. Yeah, it is quick, but there's no reason for me to farm all those Cantina farms before I'm ready. Like I absolutely could. There's a lot of things in here. So let's see, what would I want in here? Stop. I would love to get stop. So there's a lot of things in here that I would love. I have just a few shards of Drogon left. So Tusken Warrior. Oh, that's Sith Assassin. But there's a few things in here that I'm like, okay, I would like to have at 7 stars. But there's no reason to accelerate it faster than when you can farm, because it's just slowing all your other things. I'm gonna slow farm Cura through her event. I'm farming the I'm gonna call them the Poncho Bros right now. Actually, I kind of like the Poncho Bros more than the Lover Boys. But the Poncho Bros, so I'm gonna farm them. See, I'm farming them right now. So I'm gonna take them both to 5 stars, then both to 7 stars. How do you get your name on the wheel? You submit it through my Discord, Pigster. So you join my Discord, it's in the description. You'll see Captain's roster reviews, and then you'll go right here to number 2, and then you'll add your name here, and that's how you get added to the list. I'll add you here to the list, and then that's how you do it. So this is the way. So it's the only way to get a free roster review. So it's through the wheel. May the odds be ever in your favor. All right, so enough on that. I think I did all my dailies. Yeah, I did. So for Conquest, I play it 3 times a day. So I do it when I wake up. I do it usually around like noontime, and then I do it again right before I go to sleep. And that keeps them. And then I only do, believe it or not, I only do like 2 attacks for each team. So I'll go here, and if you see all my energy, it's almost refreshed right now. But I only do at most like 2 attacks to keep their energy above 80%. And then that way when I play 3 times a day, they're always start at like 100. So if I needed to, there's a lot of teams that you can run down pretty much to 0. Like CLS Rebels, Inquisitors, GL teams you could, but yeah. You ignore it. Conquest is good. Conquest has really good. It's the only way to, well, not the only way, but you can get signal data out of it. The Conquest characters are meta defining. So the Conquest characters are meta defining. So I always buy all the signal data out of here. It's also a way for you to get your injector pieces. So I buy injector pieces out of here, and that's how I never have to farm them. So now I'm at like 300 for these, only 60 for these, believe it or not. Kind of nuts, right? The imbalance of these. I think the farms I've been doing lately just have required a bunch of injector head salvage, but I do farm these. I do get these out of here because the other pieces aren't as big. Like you can get them for Mark II. And then I'll probably get some of these this time. The multi-tool prototype salvage, I'm a little low on those. And then maybe some of these bayonets. So we'll see. But I buy gear out of here. I get the bronzium wiring, even though it's only 20. I get all the signal data. I get all the injector pieces. Yeah, so it's 100% worth playing. And then you get tons of good stuff out of it, like tons and tons of good stuff. Not including the shards. Like these characters are worth farming 100%. But signal data, you get some relic material, you get some of these like pieces, you get some gear from it, you get some you get some slicing materials, 5 zetas, 5 zetas. How are you gonna say no to 5 zetas? So this event is 100% worth playing. Only a few characters? Frankto. I would say, so I don't know if I would agree with you on that one, Frankto. At the time they come out, there's a lot of characters in here, Conquest characters, that are really good. So Terran Malicos, Queen Amidala, Bane, Maul, Scythe, TIE Interceptor. Yeah. Ben Solo. So in TW, Frankto, they're very good. If you give them their Omicrons in TW, the TW characters are really good in TW. And Trench is good. Like, is he meta defining? No. But he's good. Yeah, the Razor Crest, like the majority of them are good. So it's a good event. It really is. Conquest sucks until hard mode. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really mind it. So believe it or not, I had like one team for the longest time. I had Jedi Knight Revan. That's it. Like when I hit hard conquest, I had a lackluster Jedi Knight Revan team and SOKR, and I still did decently with it in normal. And I was just fine. Like I understand conquest is a lot different now. But Jedi Knight Revan essentially like carried me through the easy and normal conquest. Yeah, I guess. I to tell you the truth, I don't watch any of Fat Phil's content, so I don't know what points he makes or not. But I will say this: conquest is designed so that the more you have in your account, the easier it is. So the longer I've been playing, the easier and easier and easier conquest is getting. And it's no longer like how can I beat this? It's like, how will I beat this? It's just, I just have to get through it as fast as possible and farm my Datacrons. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I rush through it really easily. I don't have any issues, and then I farm Datacrons, and then I cheese all the feats. That's it. And I'm at like 9.5 million. So there's accounts that are much bigger than mine that have everything, and there's still a lot of things I'm missing, like tons and tons of stuff I'm missing. So I don't have Bo-Katan. I don't have a lot of the conquest characters built up. I don't have 3 of the GLs. So there's a lot of stuff that would make conquest a lot easier for me. I'm sure Lord Vader's pretty good in conquest, and Leia. You're on normal? How much GP do you have, DCU? Are you under 4 million? Oh, okay, you're on hard. Okay. Good. Alright, so I guess we'll start doing roster reviews now that we've had a nice little chit chat. I don't have a lot of time today, so I don't know how many I'll do, because I have some maintenance dudes coming to come fix my dryer. My dryer broke yesterday. Not a big deal. It's because I live overseas, my washer and dryer, like my personal ones that I bought, is in storage. So the washer and dryer here are loaners from the military, so they will get fixed. So, but it did break yesterday. I don't know why the drum stopped spinning. So I have to meet them at 1 my time, and it's 10 a.m. So we'll do a few. I don't know. I may do 2 or something, and then want to go watch some anime or something. We'll see. We'll see what lies ahead as we do them. So it depends. I don't know what my appetite is for today yet. Sometimes I like to just like chill, you know what I mean? Do a few, then just hang out. Have a good day, you know? So let's get the wheel ready. Let's interact with it. You just got into Kyber? Congratulations. Have I seen Jobless Reincarnation? What's my favorite anime? So right now I just finished, because I've been watching a lot of stuff on Netflix, just because I don't have a lot of time to watch. So I watched 4 things, I think 4. It's like the Hero of the Shield something. I watched Overlord. What else did I watch? Overlord. I just finished Overlord. I watched Dr. Stone. There's one more thing I think I watched. Hell's Paradise I watched. Let's see. Yeah, Dr. Stone, Overlord, and I just started Black Clover right now. So my favorite anime, I don't know. I have a few. It's not really like my favorite. Dr. Stone is good. I still have to watch season 3. The Rising of the Shield Hero. Yeah, that one's good. I have to, so believe it or not, I really did like, I don't know if it's my favorite, but I really did love Naruto Shippuden. I did. And I know it's like, it's so long, but it's so good. It's so good, Naruto Shippuden. Let's see. I've watched a lot. Like, I've been watching anime before watching anime was cool. You know what I mean? Like back in the day. And that's just because one of my best friends is like an anime. JoJo. I couldn't get into JoJo. JoJo is just too weird. It's too weird. I couldn't get into it. But what else did I watch? Because I did watch JoJo. I watched like the first season. And I was just like, yeah, I can't get into this. So what like my favorite? So I really like GTO. So I don't know if you guys have seen GTO. It's an oldie. It's an oldie but a goodie. I watched like tons of things. So just watched the Blue-Eyed Samurai as well. That was really good. Attack on Titan. I couldn't get into Attack on Titan. I think just because it's like pretty depressing. I don't know. I don't know how many I watched. Castlevania is pretty good. I did watch all of Castlevania. I couldn't get into Attack on Titan. Because sometimes, you know how you just like watch things and then you never... Evangelion, I've watched that. But you know how you just like watch things and then you just like can't... You just don't never go back to it. Like you just never like go back. So I watched... so Attack on Titan is just one of those where it was just like really depressing, you know? Where I'm like... This is just a depressing, and like I don't want to go into spoilers and everything, but I think I watched like 2 or 3 seasons of it, and I just never went back to it, just because it's just like such a depressing animation. But I think it's good. All right, now it's time for us. Hunter x Hunter. Oh, I love One Punch Man. They did change the studio creating it, right, for One Punch Man. So I don't know. I forget how many seasons there are of it. But the last season that came out for One Punch Man wasn't the same as like the first season. It was still okay, but I really liked the first season. Hunter x Hunter is okay. Tokyo Ghoul. I think I've watched Tokyo Ghoul. Fire up the oven. It's time for a roast. I believe it or not, guys. Believe it or not, I'm trying not to roast so hard. So I really am. I really am trying not to roast you guys so hard, just because I feel like every time I don't roast someone, they're like, "Thank you for not roasting me." I'm like, I don't have to roast everyone. Usually I roast people is because of their cavalier attitude towards things. You know what I mean? Where they're usually it's just because they're like, I'm the best at this, or that I'm whatever. And then I like roast them because they're really cavalier about what they're doing. They're so confidently incorrect in what they're doing. And that's why I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna roast this guy because but yeah. Reincarnation as a slime. Alright. Wheel time. So I don't have all the time in the world to watch anime, but sometimes I watch. I can't watch it all. You gotta work through things on your first one? Nice. Takes time. This game is a slow moving grind. All right, so let's get our first spin out of the way. Baki the Rock. Baki the fighting one. All right, so Papashiny. What a name. What a name. Congratulations, Papashiny. Oh man, that's a funny name. Let's move you up on the list. That's pretty funny though, right? Papashiny. That's pretty good. Where you at? Where you at? Papashiny. Okay. There you are. Let's cut you, put you to the top. Oops. Sorry, I'm like doing things on the back end to make this easier for me once we're done, so that I can Papashiny. All right, so let's do this. 892-765-787. Let's hide you down here for a second. If the wheel was flipped, you would have been picked. The wheel only works in one way, I'm sorry. Cowboy Bebop? Cowboy Bebop's too short. Too short. Honestly, there's probably a lot of great animes that I've watched and loved, and I've just forgotten because it's been so long since I've watched it. All right, so Papashiny over here with the Rogue Immortal. It's not. There's no spacing in it, so it's Rogue Immortal. Rogue Immortal. Like just one word. You just got to say it really quickly. For some reason, they just don't like spacing. They didn't want to be Rogue Immortal. They're Rogue Immortal. Or is that an L? I want to say that's a capital I. Rogue Immortal, but it might be Rogue Immortal. Rogue Immortal. I don't know. Like, we'll see. All right, so 6.4 million GP, 3.7 in characters, 2.6 in ships. 1 year played. Good for you. They have good fleet placement. This is what I love to see. 1 year played. They have a GL. They have a GL ship. They have good fleet placement. They're probably getting #1 every day, and they're in a Rhodium 2, which means they have really good. When you say Rig Mortal, maybe well, I'm trying to say it as fast as possible because that's how they spell it. Rigor Mortal. Yeah, Rigor Mortal. Yeah, it kind of does sound like that, right? All right, but excellent. I'm liking this already. So we got Vader's Fist over here, killing it after 1 year. Oh man, oh yes. 1 year, 3 GLs. They have Jabba. This dude is a cash spender for real, probably more than likely. Look at that, Queen Amidala. Oh, this dude's dropping fat stacks. Look at this account, guys. Insane. You got the Gungans, Jar Jar, Grand Inquisitor, Queen Amidala, Jabba the Hutt, SOKR, Rey, Scythe, Executor. What is going on with this account? This account is cracked out. 1 year. 1 year. Yeah, they have the Quadmate team. Look at that. This guy drops some serious stacks on it. Yeah, this guy's either a free-to-play account or he lives in Russia. I don't know which it is. So just hit my 1 year. Would like to hear your thoughts and opinions on my account. Currently saving gear for Jar Jar and Third Sister, then finishing JML requirements. Would love ideas on where to head after. Appreciate your time. So I'll say this. Hear me out. So this account, he's finishing Jabba, finishing JML. This account, believe it or not, Bodhi Rook, whatever, this account should farm Leviathan. It should farm Leviathan. Hear me out, right? So this guy's going to have 4 GLs after a year. He's willing to accelerate conquest characters. This account should farm Leviathan. That's what I would do after JML. Like if I was doing this, if I had this account and I was willing to do what this player is doing, and if I'm accelerating things like Scythe and all these other things, then this guy should farm Leviathan. He should. Absolutely. Leviathan. Even though you don't have Sith Empire at all, you can do it. That's what I would do. I would farm, I would get Jabba up, get JML, and then I would start moving towards Leviathan. The reason being, right, like, because they could get like Profundity pretty easy probably, but the reason I would do that is it is the top of the meta. It's going to be the top of the meta for a while, till like March or something. So that's what I would do with this account. And there's not many people that I said I would do this with, but if they could lock on Leviathan here and then accelerate it to 7 stars, they could easily punch up into Kyber. They would be mid Kyber 3 maybe. Maybe Kyber 2, depending. But this account, absolutely. JML, start working towards, you don't have to like put everything into it, but like, cause it's going to take you some time to farm, at least like 3 months. to farm it. SOKR can beat all the events. I don't know if like Jar Jar or Quad May can do it or something, or Jedi Knight Luke with JML might be able to beat the Malgus event, but you're gonna need Malik anyways. So if you get Malik, right, and then get Thrawn, so if you use Thrawn, Malik, SOKR, that can beat the Malgus event. And then if you're having trouble with it, and that should be easy. Then you'll farm Malgus, you'll farm his ship, you farm the rest of the requirements, get them up and running. That's what I would do with this account. Like, yeah, you can get Jar Jar up, you can get, he said he's getting Third Sister soon, somehow. So you could get Third Sister, JML, and then I would get Leviathan. Leviathan, you are going to ruin your Fleet Shards year. They're absolutely their year. They're going to be like, oh, some guy in my shard has the Leviathan already. And that's, no, you don't get on the wheel by dropping. You have to join Discord, Glue. So you join just Discord over here to Captain's Rots Reviews, number 2. You drop your stuff in here, and then I'll add you to the wheel. That's how you get on the wheel. So that's, I will say any donations over $5 will get you a premium review. But if you're looking for just a free review, then you are subject to the wheel. So go ahead and drop that in Discord, and then you'll get your stuff. But go ahead, and I would say if you want to accelerate this account, I would go Leviathan. After that, I would probably go Leviathan into, what do you call it, Ahsoka. That's what I would do with this account. Leviathan into Ahsoka, probably into like JMK, is what I would do with this account. Pretty nuts, right? Like, probably the most unrealistic farming pathway you guys have ever seen. But this guy is looking for power, and if you want to build your account as strong as you can, farm the latest and the greatest, like Leviathan, Ahsoka, Leia, JMK. It's the same. I always give you the same review, Stabbychucker. The difference is that you'll get your review right away. So if you donate, then you'll get your review right away. But I don't change the quality of my reviews if you pay money or not. So I will give you the same attention that your account deserves, whether you pay money or it's free. But I will say there's like 60 some people in the wheel, so you'll just have to wait till it's your time. And I do on average, I would say like 4 spins a week. I'm doing a little more this week just because in August I'm not going to be able to stream all that much, but generally, yeah, about like 4 a week. But if you donate, then you can just like skip the list and get your review. So you don't have to. It's all these reviews are free if you want to, but it's just an option. All right, so, but this account, if he wants true power, I would farm things that are like, yeah, light speed bundles are great, but that's what I would do. Like if he's looking, I'll give him 2 farming pathways actually. So I would, if he's willing to be at the tip of the spear, then I would go JML into, like, you can finish your Jar Jar, you can finish your Third Sister, but I would go JML into Leviathan, into Ahsoka. If you don't want to do that and you're looking for like something that's not going to like stretch the wallet because you've already spent so much money, then just farm the pathway that's with that has good farming synergy. So Jabba, JML, Profundity, Leia is a good farming pathway. That's okay. And then you can like slowly build towards like JMK after that, or like slowly work towards Leviathan. But if you're willing to like accelerate things and just get things as fast as possible, then I would do JML into Leviathan into Ahsoka, and then from there you can go like Profundity, Leia from there. So it's up to you on what you want to do. I will say just make sure you're doing all your assault battles, so it's still free income. So if you want to get like the Imperial Trooper one, that's fine. You have the Jedi one, you have the Sith First Order one. You do have the one because you have Java, so you get one from Imperial Troopers. You have the Inquisitors one. Do you have Night Sisters? So you can slap on some Zetas, and once you get Marin up to do the Night Sister ones. But even though you're dropping like fat stacks on this account, make sure you're still weaving in your assault battles, because even though you're like accelerating this spending money, and you don't have to be like, I'm not spending that much money, bro. I really don't care. Like, keep the lights on. Darth Bane, I would get Bane up and running too. So side farms, you can get that Treya farm up and running, at least like gear 12 with Treya Nihilus. That's really good with Savage. Grievous, I would get him up for his team. Same thing, you have the Scythe, so you need to get Iden Versio up as well. So these are really good things to get, like Darth Bane. I would get up to like Relic 7-ish at least. But that's what I would recommend. Weave in your assault battles, farm Leviathan, finish while you're farming the things for Leviathan, you can finish things like round out your teams. Like, you can get your Bane up and running, get Treya up and running, you can get Zori, Captain Rex up and running, get your Night Sisters up and running, Grievous, Separatist if you want for his ships and everything, or you could just go like JMK if you want to. If you go JMK, you get your like Negotiator and Malevolence fleet up and running. Make sure you don't ignore your ships. Like, continue to farm these. Farm the Finalizer is still a good ship. You're gonna slowly build it up. So I know it's not sexy, but you gotta like continue to farm every single ship that's in the game. Like, every single one, get it to 7 stars. You don't have to accelerate them, but like 2, 3 hard show, maybe even 4, 5, 6, whatever you can swing. But I would get the hard node ships up and running. There's only so many shards in the game, so you can absolutely farm like every single shard in the game, within a few years, like very easy. So that's what I would recommend with this account. Like, overall, like very, very good account, very good things are happening with it, but continue building your ships. Like, I do really like it. Like, continue weaving in your assault battles, continue getting farming like all the good stuff. But like, if you're willing to like continue the path that you're doing, then I would say Leviathan, Ahsoka would probably be the best bet for you. If not, then you can go JML, or like, of course you can finish your JML farm, that's whatever, just because it's so quick. But JML into Profundity Leia is a fine farming pathway, but I think if you want the best account that you can right now, it would be JML, Leviathan, Ahsoka, and then from there you can kind of like Profundity Leia, JMK, or whatever else, you know. But that's what I would recommend for this account. Very, very interesting account. Let's look at the mods. Yeah, good mods. Yeah, these are fine. Yeah, good. Good job. Good job on your mods. Let's look at your speed mods overall. You got Mara Jade, 334. So you're doing a good job with your mods. So continue working on building them up. You have Java now, so that's going to help accelerate them. You have really good income, so continue. Yeah, this is for a year. This account is like ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Does this account have Watt? I'd be surprised if he had Watt, to be completely honest. No. He's gonna have to buy Watt with like get 3. So that's why I'm not saying like JMK right now, but like, I get your get 3 up and running, spend it on Watt, and then once you have Watt at 7 stars, then JMK becomes an option. Yeah, so that's why I say JMK is important. Like, you gotta farm. Like, JMK is a phenomenal GL. Like, out of all the GLs I have, my favorite by far is probably JMK, like, by far. But he's my favorite character. But even in performance, like what he gives me, like, he's better, like, just bang for buck, pound for pound fighting. JMK is really, really strong. That's why so many kits, even though he's been out for a few years, like, that's why so many kits specifically target JMK's ability. So but he's a really, really good team. So there are teams that beat him, but he's still like, he's like the gold standard of strength in this game. Leia's really good, like obviously, and she counters JMK, but both are like super solid teams. So I would say, if you like, I don't recommend JMK, and I think as a 5th GL, JMK is great. 5th or 6th, I wouldn't say 1st or 2nd or 3rd. Lightspeed bundles, Ray and SOKR, yeah, absolutely capitalize on those. Jabba should probably be 1st, unless you have the Lightspeed bundles, then get those. But first, you can go Jabba, you can go JML right after that, just because it's such a quick farm. And then JMK, I think, is a great 5th GL, 5th or 6th. You can go Leia into JMK, but I'm going JMK into Leia. So it's up to you on what you want to do. Either or, they're both really good, Leia or JMK. But I still think, as long as you have access to Commander Ahsoka Tano, then JMK is a super powerful, still really great GL. So really good, especially right now with the Padme Cron. Like, if you look at this, like, I'm sure a lot of your like, my shard's really old, it's from 2018, but I'm sure a lot of your shards look like this, where it's just like the top 200 or so are just JMKs pretty much. Like, you have to go almost to 200 before you reliably start seeing GLs other than JMK in my shard. So it's pretty nuts. Really strong GL. Yeah, all these guys, JMK or cats, are like crazy fast too. I personally don't want to accelerate my speeds on her too much, because I don't want to slow other fast things down. Because I could speed her up, but I'm fine with, like, I think I have 366. That's fine for me. I don't need her to be, because even if there's a slower, even if I have in GAC, if I meet like if I have the slower Commander Ahsoka Tano, I can still beat those. So it's not the biggest deal in the world. All right, so we can get Papashiny. I don't know. So I do have a question for you guys. Do you think, in your guys' opinion, do you think if someone like pays money for a review, it should be different than my normal reviews? Because the thing I don't want to do, right, is I don't want to lower the quality of something I do for free just because someone pays. So, but I know a lot of people have been upset, or some people have been upset because, and here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I don't want to lower the quality of something just because someone didn't pay. Like, I don't agree with that. I don't do this for money. That's not, but I do want to make it like a fair system. And same thing, why, because I don't have ads or anything. So when people subscribe to me or join my membership, they're doing it just to support me. And that's why I do think that that's fine. And maybe that's why not everyone who watches me, or a lot of people who watch me consistently, aren't members or aren't subscribing, because a lot of the big content creators, like if you look at like Zareth or what do you call it, Calvin, they run ads. So it's, if you want to watch their content, the entirety of it, then you have to join or subscribe. So I think sooner or later, or one day, I'll probably run ads just to give an incentive for my subscribers to, like, hey, if you're going to subscribe to me, then I think there should be a benefit to it. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I do think that it's weird, right? Not having a benefit for someone to join my membership or buy. There's no Twitch rules on that, DCU. Like, it's 100% up to me. So they can't make me run ads. If you could have like 10,000 subscribers, you don't have to run ads. It's up to the I am a partner, so it's not a requirement. So it's up to the individual. It's up to the individual. So I don't do it. I don't run ads on anything live. Like I don't run ads on YouTube or Twitch. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird because, and I'll say this, like I'll see people, like I'll see a lot of people, and I think it's probably the difference of the size of the viewership, but tons of people will pay for like a Nooch review or a Scribe review, and those are like 5-minute reviews. So I don't know what the difference is between like their 5-minute one and my reviews, to where people are like, yes, that's worth paying for and mine aren't. I don't know. That's the thing that like kind of confuses me. And I think it just has to do more with viewer base, or just like how big they are, or maybe how long they've been streaming or something. I don't know. I really don't know, because I wouldn't say their knowledge bases are so different than mine, or their farming pathways that they give are so much better, or their detail or anything like that. But I am curious, because no one has ever, or I don't see anyone go to them and say like, why should I pay for your stream or whatever. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what moving forward, if I should, because they do absolutely have different versions of, like, they have their free review, and then they have their non-free ones, you know what I mean? So, and they're different, they're absolutely different. So I don't know if I should do something like that, if that makes sense. I don't know, because it's not like the amount of people who want reviews from me is low. Like, it's a good number and everything. I don't know. These are the things I think about, of like what makes me different than them. Yeah, maybe it is. That's true. But 100%. The thing that annoys me though about it is people will literally come here and be like, well, why should I do it? Or if it's free, then why would I ever pay for it, kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that's true. You shouldn't have to. So, and you don't have to. But it's just really weird for people to just tell me that. And I'm like, okay, I don't know why you would say that. Or some people, like one dude, do you guys, like, one dude donated like $1 and then like threw an absolute fit when I was like, hey, sorry dude, I have like a threshold on it. And then the dude like absolutely threw a tantrum because he's like, he wanted his review for $1. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry dude, I like there's thresholds, because if you do like donate and you support, then I'm like, yeah, absolutely, I'll knock your stuff as soon as possible. But if it was like $1, I could be here all day doing it. It's just over $5. Yeah, so I remember that dude, and I was like, come on dude, like, chill out. Like, I'll give you your dollar back, you know? It's like, it's not the end of the world. But that dude threw an absolute fit about it. I don't know. So I don't know. I'm just curious because just looking at, and I do think it's just the size of the viewership, because I'm like, the difference of quality is way different. I don't want to like abbreviate my free ones personally, just because I don't want to limit myself or my content because someone didn't want to pay for it. And I don't have, like, I'm not hard up for money or anything, right? It's not like I do this for fun. I do look at it as a, because I am competitive, I'm a person, right? And everything I make from this, I just put back into the stream, or I put back into like what I use for streaming, or my system, or even the game. So it's all just for fun for me. And part of that is, what do you call it? like just a way to judge success is how I look at it. And that's it. Like I want to grow my channel, and that's just one of the aspects of it. So that's it. Like that, but I'm not because there's some streamers. Hey, you didn't have to donate, Stabbychucker. I'm just making conversation. But there's some people that, but thank you, I do appreciate it. There's some people that stream, and they do absolutely do it as a way of living and everything. But I do this to find fun. I don't know. I gain enjoyment from doing this. So this is a hobby for me, like purely a hobby. I don't need your guys' money, like whatsoever. Like I really don't. I have a very successful career. I support my family. Nothing. Even if I was like lost my job right now, I've been investing since I was like 18 years old, and I've had a steady employment for the last 17 years. And I've been very successful in my personal life, my career. I have my college degree. I go to school for free. I still have a scholarship that's worth like hundreds of thousands of dollars if I wanted to get like a master's or a doctorate or a law degree, where it would pay for like my housing and everything like that. So I'm perfectly fine in my life, right? Like there's nothing that I need financially from anyone. Like I'm perfectly fine, and I know that a lot of streamers do this, like to pay the bills. Like literally, they stream and then it increases their quality of living. And like Bones, I'm pretty sure he's a full-time streamer. You know, like there's a lot of streamers out there that do this so that they can make a living. And 100%, nothing I've ever made on here has gone towards like anything towards my living. Like it all just like funnels straight back into this hobby of mine, because I do it for fun. And I do want to grow my channel for the fun of it. But my personal life and everything like that, like I'm perfectly fine. And that's why I don't do things like try to manipulate what I do and I won't do for money, or change the quality of it, because that's not what I'm here for. And that's honestly, that's not fun for me. I'm not here to try to like garner whatever, like to squeeze money out of you, because I'm sure you've watched some streamers where you're like, oh, this dude is like 100% in it for the money, or they're just trying to like make as much money as possible. And that's not what we're doing here. That's why I don't have, believe it or not, that's why I don't have like sub goals. That's why I don't have like goals where it's like, oh, if I make X amount of money, or why I don't like put anything on here where I'm like, let's make like this for money things. Maybe over time I would like to like whale out on some stuff and have it like crowdsourced or whatever, because I know Scribe does that, where he's at the point where he's like accelerating all his characters, and then he uses streaming as a way to like fund that. And I think that's super cool, and I would love to like grow my like in-game account that way, but at the moment that's not what I'm trying to do. So, because I am like pragmatic with money and everything, I don't like whale out on this game, just because it's a difficult concept for me to do, of like spending tons, like thousands of dollars of money on a video game. But I don't mind supporting it. Like I bought AAA games, never once played them, you know. So I play this game all the time. I stream it, so I 100% don't mind putting money into it. But I like would struggle to spend buy an Xbox or a PlayStation worth of money for one character. You know what I mean? Would I do a voice chat live? Yeah, I'm up for having people join me live for a voice chat while I do reviews and stuff. Yeah. So that's the goal, right? Like I think it's the goal for everyone to make a decent enough living that they can support their family. And I like in a few years, I will tell you what my my end goal is for this stream. So in 3 years, I'm going to retire from the military. When I retire, I'll still have a pension, so I'll make half of my base pay every month, which is, you'd be surprised, it's a decent amount. And then I'll still have like health insurance and everything like that. I'll probably still work as well, but my goal is for like if this in 3 years I can grow enough to like make a decent amount, then maybe I could like retire with the benefit of like, because the majority of my stuff would be paid for, and I could like retire and then stream full time. That would be like a dream. So if I could do that in 3 years, that would be amazing. But it's just I would probably still have to do something so I can have residency in Japan through the military. But I did live a little while in Korea, Zion. So I lived up in what is it, Camp Osan? I lived in Osan Air Base for a bit. Worked a lot there just because we're military. We go there. Yokosuka? No, I live in Okinawa. I live in Okinawa. So yeah. All right. So we did have someone donate. So if you can, Stabbychucker, did you put your Discord in? I don't see. Oh, okay. Here you are. Stabby. Huh. I missed some people. One second. Vision. ARG. Did I review ARG? ARGH. I didn't review them yesterday, did I? I think I did. I think I did. Fixer P Daddy. Rayrock, are you asking for a GAC review? Is that what you're asking for here? P Daddy. I don't know if I would want such a, what do you call it? After what happened with P Diddy, I don't know if I would want a name so closely associated to him. Although it may not be, that may not be your intent, but personally I would not. Okay, cool. That's what I thought. Cause I looked at it and I was like, the name sounds very, very familiar. P Daddy. Oops. So early 2000s. So I lived in Japan in 2000, not early 2000s, but I lived here from 2010 to 15, and now I've moved here since 2023. So, all right, 122. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, P Diddy wasn't a bad wasn't bad, but recently things have changed, right? Like times have changed. It just has associations of that. So if I saw like P Daddy, I would 100% be like, oh, that dude's likes P Diddy. or like you're associating with P Diddy, which, you know, to each their own. But you know, he's been canceled now, right? Like I personally wouldn't want to associate. In 2010, you were 4 years old. I'm 35, so I joined the military in 2007. I was in Afghanistan in 2009, so I was fighting wars when you were, what, 3 years old? Yeah. You quit? Not sure? You don't play this game anymore? Nice. You joined 02 of 1999. What does that mean? Like you were in from like 1999 to 2002? Did you just like flip those years? You were born in 2006? February 99 to February 06. Okay. Man, you're old. Not sure. You're an old ass man. Ancient even. I bet your knees creak when you walk and stuff. Like when you stand up, do things start popping? Like pop, 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 pop. An ancient dude. Man. So. Do you still play this game? 2008 here. Dr. Zeppers, yeah. So I'm only 35, so I'm young enough to feel young, old enough to still feel some olds, still feel my age. All right, so let's start going into this. So Stabbychucker with the Jedi Knight Slayers, 3.4 million GP. So 2.1 in characters, 1.2 in ships. 1.8 thousand galactic war battles. So yeah, less than 5 months played. 5 months. So a lot of these are lightspeed bundles. So 2 territory wars. 2. So I'll say this. Slow the roll on the territory war Omicrons. Like this is a good one, right? This is a good one. But you need some more GAC Omicrons, right? So like Qui-Gon Jinn would be a great GAC Omicron. Traya would be a great GAC one. So like, it's try to keep a 4-to-1. So it keeps you. I'm only 44. I'm only ancient. Yeah. 44 is young. So aging is a privilege. Aging is a privilege. All right, so I'll say there's a lot of things I want to say about this account, right? So first of all, I do like your Phoenix. I don't mind the territory war Omicron for it. It's a good Omicron. It does help for Reva. Like once you start countering Revas, then it really does help. So Traya, yeah, get your Traya up and running. Like you have a Savage. I would put a Zeta on Merciless Massacre. Give him some mods. Like, dude, brother. So I like Palpatine would be good just to like gear up to 12. Gear 12 or something. Just get him up and running. That him and Mara Jade are a team on their own. I would try to get Vader Relict. Savage is good. I would get Traya to gear 12. So I would. And slap your next Omicron on her. So she's really good. Same thing as Qui-Gon. Your second Omicron should go to Qui-Gon. But start saving them for you need some more GAC Omicrons because you don't have Wampa yet. I don't see Wampa in here, did you? No, you don't have Wampa yet, so you need Wampas up and running. So I don't know why you're going for seer or on unaligned force users right now. Like, I don't know. Like, is it a bad farm? It's really not. I like, don't get me wrong, this Zeta isn't bad, but this is kind of like a relic character. So a relic is an old. Like, it is the not sure of characters, just like super old. The learning curve to get back in this game is after a year is rough. It's not, I would say it's not that bad, not sure. Like right now the game is probably in the best place. In the best place that it's been in a long time. So I would say it's in a very good place right now. Not sure. So I would say like it's a great time to get back into the game. Really, really great time. So more in the wolf play. Does Mort have good? So I don't think I've learned anything from Mort, to be completely honest with you. I don't think I've learned a single thing from playing him. I don't know if you're saying like you learned a lot from him, but like Wolf is really good. Wolf is really entertaining, and then he has a lot of knowledge. Oh, okay. Yeah, the wolf is very good at this game, so I think he's very knowledgeable in this game. So like I don't think he like he's coined as a super knowledgeable player, but the wolf is a very good player. I would say he's super knowledgeable, very intelligent, and he has it's 10:49. Yeah, I live in the same time zone as you, Zayon. You haven't slept yet? Like I slept and I woke up. Like it's 10:49 in the morning. I've started my day. Yeah, Wolf is very intelligent, very intelligent. So you already have Cal and Seer up and running, but what is your plan with this? You just had dinner? What are your intentions? What are your intentions with this? Like, why are you farming Jedi Knight Cal Kestis? Can you explain this to me? Por favor? Stabby, are you still here? I just need to know why are you doing this? Why you do this? I'm not saying it's wrong, right? I don't hate Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. You stay up all night and wake up around 3 to 4 p.m. That's horrible for you. That's horrible. You should I'll say this. I used to do that. I really did. Like Friday and Saturdays, I would game all night. Like I would and that was my time where I would decompress, play video games and all that stuff until I started playing this one so I can play it throughout the day as I live my life. But as I got older, I started prioritizing sleep. Sleep is very important. You want to be performing at your peak, have a good sleep system, get a good night's rest, drink a ton of water, exercise, like decompress, and that's how you live a successful life. So why are you building Jedi Knight Cal Kestis? Sleep is not optional. I'm not sure. I don't know if you're going 44 onto dead, but you need to sleep. Like sleep will kill you. Like if you do not sleep, you will literally die. So I do drink coffee. I drink 1 cup a day. So this is my Family Mart coffee from the Family Cafe. Family Mart. So I'll say this. Japan convenience stores are amazing. Amazing. So after you wake up from your job from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. Okay, so you work a night shift. So that makes sense. That makes sense, Zion. You just live a vampire lifestyle. Are you Korean? Are you Korean yourself? You said you live in Korea, but are you Korean? Yabaseo. So all I have to say is that's crazy. 3 coffees a day. I do love Korea. I do. I want to half Korean. I want to say that's pretty rare actually. Like Korean is one of the most racially non-diverse group of people in the world, I think, right? one of, as far as like not secluded, of course, but one of the most non-racially diverse, most racially like like parents and culture is like, you need to stay within the race people. And I'm sure you know your people, but as far as I've seen, very, very not flexible. I love K-dramas. I do. My wife, my wife, she loves, my wife loves, like Korean K-pop. So she has been watching XG. I don't know if you know them, XG. They're a group, a female group. So she loves XG. And then we watched some K-drama stuff. So my favorite's probably Itaewon Class. But I've watched other ones, a ton of other ones. But yeah, I'm a big fan of K-dramas. All right, so back to this though. So Gear 12, Treya. Sorry, Stabby. I'm like, why are you talking about K-dramas? I'm not watching the Olympics. Oh, you do know them? My wife loves them. They're like Japanese or something, right? So, I know they're not super big in Korea just because they're mostly Japanese girls. And, you know, they have that whole like Korea hates Japan thing going on. So, yeah, which I get it. So either way, if you're gonna finish Cal Kestis, that's fine. Being Zepho ready at your stage of the game may get you a better guild, maybe or not. I don't know. I personally, I would not have gone as far as you did for Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. And I would say borderline, like you can relic up Seer and Cal and then just stop. Believe it or not, like just stop. Stop the madness. I don't think there's any reason for you to continue going for Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, to be completely honest with you. You can if you want to. Because who do you have left? Saw. So hey Pope. So you can like just get it, I guess, but you don't have the Jedi to really, like, you'll just have to Zeta up Bastila or something. I don't know. Get Jedi Knight Revan for him or something. Like just do a quick Jedi Knight Revan farm or Jedi Knight Luke or something, so that he has a team. But I don't know. I don't know if I would like to be completely honest with you. If you would have told me in the beginning, I real quick, I have not been watching the Olympics, Ray Rock, but I would not have said like Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. To put it in perspective, I don't have Jedi Knight Cal Kestis yet. Really good character. I just don't think your guild could capitalize on the payout for it, because my guild can't even capitalize on the payout for it yet. So, and we're 460 million, 70 million, I don't know. So at 3.4 million, you can't really get the payout for Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. And don't get me wrong, like he's going to be a really good Jedi, but he is so incredibly expensive. Like you don't have a GL. Do you have a GL ship? You don't have a GL ship. So you're moving forward towards a farm that isn't really going to give you anything. But like you can still build a Seer team. You can still build a Jedi team. So you have your Night Sister team. So you are getting some things out of it because the farm itself is pretty solid. I will say this, don't relic Saw Gerrera. Like don't do it. Like take Saw to Gear 12 and then you leave him there, and then maybe when you have like Lucian or something, then you can take him up to relics for Lucian. But until then, Saw, you don't need a relic Saw. Like I really don't think so. You can you can do whatever you want. If you want to build a rebel fighter team and put it on defense, maybe that'd be fine, but like you don't really even have good rebel fighters. So because you would need Baze, Chirrut, stuff like that. Saw, I don't know who the 4th and 5th would be. Maybe Cara Dune or something. Saw Gerrera, I don't know, Lucian. But either way, You can skip out, at least skip out on Saw. Like, get him to gear 12 and then leave him there. You can put him on defense or something with some crap rebel fighters and make a back wall defense that may or may not hold or something. Seer and Cal Kestis are worth it, especially once you can get like a, what do you call it? Especially once you have Ray. Like GL Ray, Cal Kestis, or even Starkiller. Like Cal Kestis elevates the Starkiller team, Cal Kestis elevates the Ray team. You can use him in a Seer team, but without Malicos, Seer kind of loses her oomph, you know what I mean? And I don't know if it's specifically worth farming unaligned force users for that team. Like, specifically, you know what I mean? Like, because Asajj is going with the Night Sister team, so you're kind of like shoehorning yourself in a farm you're not really ready for. So maybe it's that's why I'm like, you're not really ready for this team, because this, like, once you have Malicos, this team is like goated, right? Like absolutely goated. But you're really too early for this type of farm. You really are. But it's up to you on how much you want to commit to this folly that you've done. I would maybe put, depending on what raid currents or raid participation you're expecting, you can put a Zeta on Luminara. How he goes with Starkiller, you just put him in as the light side online force user. So instead of having honestly, he's better than Visas Mar. So instead of having Visas Mar, you have Cal Kestis, and then Cal Kestis, hey, thanks for subscribing, you dirty American. So like, he elevates the team. He gives them a lot of survivability. So can you voice chat? I don't know. Can we? Do I want to voice chat right now? How much time do I have? I guess. Are you in Discord? Let me find you. One second, I gotta fix this. Hello. Yep. Sorry, I had to fix something in my Discord. Alright, so Stabbychucker, you have to go to the welcome channel. So on top of Discord, there's like a welcome channel, and you have to hit the a frog there. So there's a frog in the welcome channel in Discord. So go hit that frog. And it's going to give you full permissions in the Discord. All right, let me open this up. If you say anything that will like, yeah, of course you can't say anything in chat that's like, don't curse, don't say anything in here like controversial or anything. I'll just have to like kick you and then stop doing stuff like this. But as long as no one does anything bad, then should be fine. All right, so Stabbychucker invite. All right, so I sent you an invite to the voice chat, so go ahead and accept that. And we'll get this going. So it's not here. Oh. That's the welcome channel. Click that and then click a frog. Yeah, I do hate. So I'm not like the administrator for the Discord. You know what I mean? You don't have to send me a friend request to join my voice chat. Just click. I sent you an invite. Just click the invite. So I sent you an invite for the Discord. So I'll give this like a minute, and then we got to move on. All right, let's see if he could figure it out. But I sent you an invite to the channel. You might have to call dibs to voice chat. Well, you gotta. The wheel has to land on you, Fogley, for you to get invited to the voice chat. So the wheel controls all here. We are all subject to the wheel. I've only had like a few other people in my chat before, who like Agnards, Baroness, Stabby, join call. I don't know if I want to do it this way. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
The other way I was trying to do it, it wasn't working.
Okay, can you mute me? Like my stream? Like turn off the sound?
I did.
Okay, cool. Can you guys hear him? Get a voice. Who's calling? Can you hear him? I'll Stabby there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you guys hear him? Here, let me turn down the music a bit. All right, say something.
Something.
All right, very specific there. Okay, cool. He sounds fine though. Good. All right, so what's up with this Calcestis farm? Why you do this?
So, pretty much, I didn't have like a clear path that I wanted to go down in like within the game. So I would build a team and then do a journey, and then build a team and then do a character journey. And I started with like tier 1 and just was working my way down through all the tiers.
Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm gonna click out of off your account real quick. So this is not very well, like this is fine, right? So this is a fine, whatever, tier 1, tier 2, all very quick journeys. No, like no. This is like if you can see, I don't have it yet. I'll have it soon. But this farm costs as much Chirotech, almost like a GL. Like a GL's level. So you could have had almost a GL by doing this journey. And don't get me wrong, like Marin's good, Sear's good, Cal's good, Tarful's kind of garbage, and then like Saw's kind of garbage. So Saw's gonna be good. Saw's gonna be good. Oh man, look at that, Salasher hiding in the shadows. How you doing, dude? So Saw Gerrera, like you can make a Saw team. He will probably be really useful. Will probably be really useful once Lucian comes, but Lucian can be skipped. Saw can be skipped. Tarful 100% could be skipped. You already have Marin into relics. Seer and Cal will need to be relics. You can take them both to like relic 3 if you want to. Like if you absolutely want to, and then Jedi Knight Calcestis, you can, if you want to, you can make them Zepho ready, but I don't think your guild or any guild you can join is going to be Zepho ready. And if you want to, you can take them to R7, and then do you know how to find like a good guild?
No.
All right, so here, let me.
I thought the one I was in was good.
I don't know.
And it may not be, I don't know.
So if you come here to like the SWGOH recruitment server, you can try to find a guild that's like Zepho ready, or you could like advertise yourself as like, hey, if you get Relic 7 Seer, Relic 7 Relic 7 Cal Kestis, and then you can try to join a guild. And even though you're under like sub 4 million, if you're Zepho ready, maybe it can get you into a better guild. But even that, like I'll say this, like I would have rather you, believe it or not, I would have rather you farmed geos. Like I would rather you have just like farmed geos and be farming for watt shards, because that's kind of like where you are in the game right now of what you should be prioritizing. Like what you're like, and don't get me wrong, like it's a good character, absolutely a good character, but you're just not ready for it, and it's not going to do much for you. Like it's going to elevate a team. It's going to elevate a few teams, because it elevated your Night Sisters right away, right, with Marin, and you got an assault battle out of that. You might be able to even do CT3 with these if you try enough times, and you put decent mods on them. I don't think you have the mods to get it completed. What's the, like, you probably did CT2 with these, with the Night Sister ones? What's the highest challenge tier you have with them?
I've done the CT2, and I think I can do the 3. The mods are kind of a mess because I kind of ripped out a bunch of them off a bunch of different characters last night after watching one of your your mod guides.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying when I say Zepho? Do you understand what that is? Okay. So here, this is the good timing actually. So in ROTE, Rise of the Empire, is your guild doing this one?
So we just started the first one yesterday.
Okay, so you started
The Rise of the Empire.
So if you see, there's like these because really complicated when you, I don't know if it's complicated, but it's kind of a lot when you first look at it and you click on here and you're like, there's a lot of stuff here, right? So there's some planets here, and do you see how there's a dark side, a mixed, and then a light side here, and then each one has planets because there's 6 days, so there's 6 planets on each of these pathways. And theoretically, if you could unlock every single planet each phase, then you could access all 6 of these, so all 18 of the planets. But there's 2 planets here because there's 20 planets in total. So there's 2 extra planets you can unlock, and it's Mandalore and Zepho. So Zepho is this extra planet right here. On the second planet of light side is where you unlock them. So there's a special mission, this one, special mission, and then if you do this, you can unlock Zepho. So you need to get 30 wins to unlock this special mission, and then that unlocks Zepho. And when you do this, it gives you materials that can give you extra Chirotech, and then it gives you Chirotech as well. So if you max this out, then you get an extra star, but pretty much you get rewards here that give you extra Chirotech and stuff. So 20 Chirotech and 300 of these, which is like 25 Chirotech there, and then 22.5 Chirotech here. So that's essentially like 50-ish Chirotech that you get every 2 weeks extra. And then same thing here for Mandalore, you get 55 here, and then 50.5, so an extra 150-ish Chirotech every 2 weeks, which is 300 Chirotech a month, which is pretty huge for being Zepho ready and Mandalore ready. And then to unlock Mandalore, you need Bo-Katan Mandalore is the special mission here that you can do it with. So Bo-Katan Mandalore is, and I guess Beskar Mando, but he's a requirement anyways. And then for Zepho, it's a Jedi Knight Cal, so you can do it with Seer and then the other baby Cal, but probably the easiest way to do it is with Jedi Knight Cal Kestis and Seer. So so when I say Zepho, that's what I'm talking about. It is it's a way to get good rewards for your guild where you get extra Chirotech. So you are essentially like where I am in the game. I like Jedi Knight Cal Kestis should be a farm for me so that I can help my guild unlock Zepho. Do you understand what I'm saying? But yes. but I'm at 9.5 million GP, and you're at like 3. So that's why I said you're like you accelerated your account way farther than it needed to be, and I feel you because you just did something where you're like, which made sense, right? Was like I just followed the journey guide, and the journey guide kind of like led you astray because 100% that farm should be done way later in the game, not right now. So right now what you should focus on is while you're finishing your Jedi Knight Cal Kestis farm, because you're like balls deep in it, right? Like there's no turning back from that at this point. But you should be farming for Executor is what you need to farm next. So finish your Xanadu Blood, finish your IG-12 2000. You have Razor Crest, so you're gonna have to continue this farming pathway. Finish farming your Imperial TIE Bomber to 7 stars. So you need to go up to here to this one, and then you go to the solo journeys, and then you need to start beginning this one and farm all these ships to 7 stars, all these characters to the relics needed. So relic 5 for these, relic 8 for Boba, relic 8 for Admiral Piet, and relic 7 for Darth Vader, and that's going to give you the Executor. And what the Executor is going to give you is fleet crystals, because you're not, I don't remember what you were getting. We'll look at your fleet placement, but the goal for your account right now in the interim should be getting first place, at least top 5. But as you can see how many crystals are here, like you want to get as many crystals as possible in a day, and then this is the fastest way to do it is through Fleet Arena. And do you understand where fleet payouts are? Like this timer right here when you look at your fleet? Like, do you understand? Yeah. Okay, so you want to try to get as high as you can when that rewards is given. Any other time it doesn't matter. It just makes your climb easier. But essentially you want to hit every single day. You want to get number 1, and that's 400 crystals, and that's huge. Not only that, it's going to give you Fleet Arena tokens, and Fleet Arena tokens gives you Zetas. Honestly, you should probably farm all the stuff here, like Razor Crest. You should be saving Fleet Arena currency to farm out the Razor Crest whenever it's available. So I think this shop refreshes 3 times a day, so you should have it at a minimum. What was it? Oops. Not the store. Shipments.
I keep about 800 Fleet Arena tokens.
A little more than that. I would say minimum 2,000 is a safe one. That's what I did. Like I think I did 4,000. So minimum 4,000. Believe it or not. And I'm gonna tell you why. Do you have General Grievous at 7 stars?
Yes.
Okay, then you can lower it down to 2,000. Because there's 2 things you need to farm out of here. So General Grievous and Razor Crest. So if you have General Grievous, you can lower that cost down another 2,000, but you need to save enough where you can spend a whole day, and then the chance of another one, the likelihood of it happening is really low, but you need that buffer just in case. So I would say having a difference of 2,000 or 800 is really negligible, right? So I would say just keep a buffer of 2,000, and then you can get your Razor Crest shards out of here. I do advocate to like farm everything out of here first that you can. So you should finish at least the pilots, or not the ships to 7 stars, every single one. Same thing, Galactic War, like all these, this got refreshed, so you have so many more in here now, so you should farm all these. Especially this is a godsend, the TIE Bomber, also the Rebel ship in here, Anakin ship, the Spy, all the Geo ships. You should have all those. And then where's the other one? Cantina Store, Cassian, you should farm this. So once you have all the characters you need out of here, you farm Sharp Shop currency with this Cassian U-Wing. And then the guild reward tokens, farm this First Order SF TIE fighter. So every single pilot, or every single ship that's in the stores, you should buy, essentially, because you need to farm all your ships.
I think so. I have all of them 7-star, other than the TIE Bomber, the Razor Crest. I can't think of any others off the top of my head that I may not have. Oh yeah, the Resistance.
Houndstooth. Like you gotta farm these. So Houndstooth, Razor Crest, IG 2000, Xanadu Blood, Slave 1 you have. So pretty much you need to farm the Executor first, and that's going to get you better fleet placement because you have 32 right now, which means you're getting 50 crystals a day. But if you had the Executor here, you could be getting you know, like top 5 at least. So, and that's hundreds of crystals. So over a year, it's 144,000 crystals, which is a lot. 12,000 in a month. So if you look at what that costs, it's like a good amount. So 12,000, that's almost $100 worth of crystals every single month that, you know, you get for free. And that does accelerate your account. So if you look at someone who gets good first placement in fleet and their progress in the game, because they can refresh all this energy, like every single one, then they grow their account a lot, like ridiculously quicker than someone who doesn't. Also, you could use it to buy things like higher relic materials and stuff like that you just don't have access to, like the relic 8, relic 9 crystals materials. You can buy those with crystals, so it's worth it. Droid brains, yeah. So sooner or later you get access to them, and for me, droid brains aren't a problem. I get about a month I get a relic 9's worth every month, but for a lot of players it's a huge issue because they don't have a banger TW guild that's above 380 million. All right, so finish your Jedi Knight Cal farms. Go for Executor, then you're going to want to finish Imperial Troopers. So have you seen my hierarchy of needs? Probably not, right?
I've not.
Have you seen my mod guides?
I've seen one, and that's where I watched it and then ripped a bunch of mods off of all my characters.
So the plus 25 one?
I watched the one for how to set up the
mod filters?
like the little, yes.
Okay, so there's a guide that says how to build plus 25 speed mods, and that's like the foundation. So the mod filter is great because that's how you can build mods pretty consistently. What's my guild's TW win rate? It's like in the 90 some percent. It's pretty good. So we win. I've lost like once or twice since I've been with them. Over like 7 or 8 months I've been with them. So they're a really good guild. But like it's in the 90 percentile, somewhere in the 90s. But you're going to want to get Imperial Troopers after you finish Executor. So what you need to do is you need to start, like, watch my mod guides as far as like how to build mods, because that's really important overall, like how to build good mods over time. Like the filters are important, and that's how you can do it fast, but and just like conveniently, because if you're kind of like struggling to do it without filters, like filters just make it quick and painless, and that makes it yeah, my guild is good. So the Imperial Troopers here, right? So Veers, Stark, so the core is Veers, Dark Trooper, Piet. You don't have Piet here, so you're gonna have to get Piet. And then Range Trooper. So in 3s, it's Veers, Dark Trooper, Piet. In 5s, it's Veers, Dark Trooper, Piet, Range Trooper, which you don't have either. So you're gonna have to farm Range and Range Trooper and Piet, and get Dark Trooper up and running. But Piet is required for the Executor, and you're going to take him to Relic 8, Dark Trooper to Relic 5, and the rest you just need at Gear 12. So Veers, you can do Stark, because Stark is needed for C. So Stark, Veers at Gear 12, Range Trooper at Gears 12, Relic 5, Dark Trooper, Relic 8, Piet is what you'll do for these Imperial Troopers. I would say 3 Zetas is a good for them, 1 on Veers, and then the 2 on Piet. And that's what you'll need to challenge tier 3 to assault battles. I have guides on that, so whenever it comes by, you can 171 and 6, yeah, so really good. Then from there, you can. I would say if you want to, I would. I don't know if you're willing to start doing the Jabba farm after that. So I would do CLS Rebels after Imperial Troopers. So CLS Rebels would be a really good farm. So you get CLS, Han, Chewpio, C3PO, Chewbacca. So that would get you another assault battle. They're a really good team for Conquest 2. And then from there you can go like Jedi Knight Luke into Jabba is a really, really good farming pathway, is what I would recommend. So
Okay.
I would, in the meantime, while you're farming up the shards for the Executor, you can finish your cow farm, take cow sear to relics. You can take, of course, you can take your Jedi Knight Cal Kestis up to relics. I would take Darth Vader up to relics as well. You'll need him for the Executor farm, but put his Merciless Massacre Zeta on and take him up to relics. He doesn't want a speed set. He wants like an offense and a potency set, but you're gonna want usually Darth Vader's like is everyone's first relic. He's really, really good in the early game. Even in the later game, he still kind of holds up with he has his uses. I don't use him that much, but I don't have Dr. Aphra, but he still has his uses. But he is a really, really good character, and he could pretty much solo a team for you in Grand Arena. So you're gonna want him up and running. But it kind of makes sense. Any questions on that farming pathway?
No. And earlier you had mentioned the Omicron, but we wasn't in the voice chat yet. I have an Omicron ready to go, and I'll have the last Zeta that I need in one more day.
So if you have a Zeta and an Omicron, then just put it on Qui-Gon Jinn, because you have Jedi Knight Anakin here. So Qui-Gon Jinn, Jedi Knight Anakin are a team on their own. So you're gonna have to put a Zeta on his leadership, and then you can put the Omicron on. So I would recommend doing that. The first one, do on Qui-Gon, and then side farm Darth Treya. She doesn't take any Kyrotech, so she should be your second Zeta. So Treya and Nihilus. You are gonna want to get Wampa sooner or later. You'll need him for Jedi Knight. You'll need him for Jedi Knight Luke. So you'll want to get it soon. Like it's an amazing character. So if you wanted to, after you finish Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, again while you're farming your shards, you can farm up Wampa, or you can wait until you start working on like Jedi Knight Luke. Then you have to farm Wampa to Relic 3. But either way, like the sooner you get Wampa, the better. And it's a really fun character for Grand Arena. Solos teams for you, really, really good. I still use mine up in Kyber too. So really,
I have Wampa 7 stars. He's just not built.
Well, first of all, she but yeah, like this is another side farm that you'd want to get up and running 100%. So your third Omicron, once you have it ready, you can throw it on Wampa. So you don't need I think it's Furious Foe. You don't need this Zeta. This Zeta is a luxury one, but you'll need the Zeta on Cornered Beast and to put on the Omicron. But that's necessary. But 100% Wampa is an excellent character. So just side farms for these as you're building up. Same thing like Grievous. Separatist droids are really cheap. They don't require Kyrotech, so you can do that. So I would your third Omicron 100% Wampa is what I would recommend. Kind of makes sense?
Yes.
All right, any questions on any of that?
No, it was pretty straightforward.
Okay, so I will say this. If you're looking for another TW Omicron, not right now, like your next 3 Zetas need to be GAC. I would say your next like 6 Zetas should probably be GAC. But like try to have a 4-to-1 ratio at least, and then consult your guild, of course. But another good one is Droidica. Once you have your General Grievous up to relics, then you can throw an Omicron on Droidica, and that's a really good one. So yeah.
Okay.
This so not sure, the Ewoks were a bundle. So this is a Lightspeed bundle. So he didn't farm these. He just bought them for like, what was it, $10-$20 or something. So these were a Lightspeed bundle. So a lot of people have Relic Ewoks now just because they were a Lightspeed bundle. So these were purchased for $10. So he didn't do anything but put a Zeta on it so he could probably beat the event for C3PO, right?
Yes, I still can't beat it for the very last one to make it 7-star though. But I've bought all the Lightspeed bundles since I started playing, like 5 months ago, give or take.
You can't beat it? Really? No, you can do it. You can do it. You can beat it with like Gear 9 Ewoks. Like if you have these, just take your best mods and throw them on there. When you played it, did you have like mods on them?
No, just random
Okay.
random mods, or
So-
none of them was.
So you don't want
fully modded or
Tebow.
anything.
You don't want Tebow here. So the team will be Chief, Chirpa, Elder, Paplu, Wicket, Logray. You don't need Tebow in there. And then put mods on them. Like just put some mods on them. And you'll be able to beat it. You can put some Omegas on them if they look good. I don't like specifically Elder, like put all the Omegas on him, and then every time it's like hide the Elder essentially is what you're doing. So you can 100% beat this. 100%. Like it's you are so amazingly geared for it. As long as you put mods on these guys and then just Omega up these 3 abilities, then you can do it. So some of these abilities you want to Omega, just look at them. How many Omegas do you have saved up?
I think 10.
10.
Not,
Okay.
not many.
Okay, so some of these Omegas may be important. So I would look at them and be like, okay, which maybe tribal healer, maybe the basic one. Just look at it and see like which one do you think is most important. But essentially every time you can, you're going to call Elder to assist. Like with Wicket, you'll put Elder in Invis, and then with Paplu you'll assist with Elder, and then the point is to try to, well, his niece is at 4 stars, but he can do it right now, and you just want to put the Elder in stealth essentially. But I would 100% watch my mod guides. I like all of them. There's not that many, there's like 4 videos in there or something, but watch my mod guides, kind of like figure it out. But you can 100% do it like right now with what you have. You way over gear for it, like the survivability. And as long as you put like some mods on there, especially like your best mods, do you know how to create mod sets
No.
or layouts? So all you do is you go assign layout right here, and you just create a tab, and you'll do like Ewok or something, and then you come here and you create loadouts for it. So that's all you do. You join it from the character that you would want a layout. So you'll go to your best characters, and then you'll assign layouts into them right here, and that'll save the mods. And then you take your best characters, you put the mods, and then create loadouts for your 5 Ewoks as well. So you go in here, create whatever layouts that you're going to make, that you're going to steal the mods from, and then you create other layouts from the characters that you're going to place those mods on. So that way, once you're done with the event, you can put the mods back where they belong, if that makes sense. Do you understand what I'm saying here?
Yes and no.
You can say
I'm
so. What part
trying
don't
to
you
like
understand?
watch the stream, but there's like a good like 30-second delay.
Okay, so the layouts here. So assign mod loadouts. I'm sorry, loadouts. So you can create loadouts for your best characters. So if we go to your best characters, you'll steal your mods from like let's see, because all your characters are relics. So like if
My Captain Rex.
yeah, your Captain Rex you'll give, and you want your fastest character to be Ewok Elder. and then everyone else you want your best defensive stats on Paplu, and then everyone out like Wicket, you want your most damage dealing, so your offense set or something on him, and then from there you just or you can just go for speed for everyone. But Paplu does wants to be thick because he's going to be taunting for you, and then you want your Rex mods on Elder, and I promise you, probably with everything that you have right now, with your relic levels, you can beat it as long as you just put some mods on them. But you use those mod loadouts so that you don't have to rebuild all your mods again. Yeah, so these are perfectly fine. So throw these on Elder, and then even that might be enough. All right, have a good one, Yaba. But that's what I would recommend for that. 100%. If you do that, you'll be just fine.
Okay.
And that's how you can beat it.
Sounds easy enough.
Yeah, so you probably beat it in one try, if you just give them actual mods. But you it is not the easiest event, but you overgear it by a lot. So just give them mods, and then you can do it. So do you understand your farming pathway though that I gave you?
Yes.
What is it? Say it back.
Finish up Jedi Knight Cow.
Uh-huh.
Farm the bounty hunter ships.
Yep.
Go for the executor.
Yep.
Put my Omicron on and Zeta on Qui-Gon.
Yep.
Build the Imperial Troopers team.
Yep. After the executor. Yep.
Yep.
And then what after that?
I know you said put the Zeta on
side farms. Yeah, I'll refresh you. So CLS rebels, and what you're trying to do is you're building teams that are good, but also assault battles. So if you see here, I made a video on assault battles too. But you want to build all these assault battles. So in between your big farms, you're farming assault battles. So as this is the troopers team that I told you, Veers, Piet, Stark, Dark Trooper, Range, then CLS Rebels, then you're going to go for Jabba, which is going to get you Jedi Knight Luke. And Jedi Knight Luke can beat it with literally any Jedis. Over time, you'll build either a Sith or a First Order team to do the Sith or First Order one. You have the Night Sisters done, and then Inquisitors you don't need it to do until you have 4 GLs. But essentially, this is the core, Troopers, CLS Rebels, Jedi. Honestly, the Night Sisters one, you could have done it with Phoenix too, but you have that. But First Order Sith. So these are the core right here. The extras are Night Sisters and Inquisitors. And what it does is it gives you injector pieces too, because these are important. And if you can make them, here you go. These injector pieces, I don't farm these whatsoever. I don't use my energy for them, but because you can farm them passively. So you want to stay ahead of how much you need to so that you keep, because every energy that you spend farming injectors is energy that you're not farming Chirotech. So you want to balance. You need to farm shards, but you also need to farm Chirotech, which will give you bronzium wiring. So you need to farm injectors, and this may not make a whole bunch of sense to you, but I do have my amazing guides that goes over that you should probably watch, how you maximize a sustainable farming system so that you can build characters, use your raid currency efficiently, use all your currencies so you're farming all this salvage gear efficiently so that you can build relics in a sustainable way over time, and then you continue to layer your farms. And that's why I build all these guides. It's if you watch them, I tell you exactly how I build my account or how I build a sustainable system. So that's just all you have to do, is start building a sustainable system, and assault battles are very, very important for that. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, so other than that, Jabba should be your first GL. If Lightspeed bundles come out for a GL, then capitalize on them if you're going to buy that bundle. So if Rey, the Resistance ones comes back, or the SOKRs come back, then go ahead, buy them, unlock SOKR, unlock Rey, and then come back and finish where you were for the Executor, Jabba, Imperial Troopers, CLS Rebels, wherever you were. Just go back to that original farming pathway, but take advantage of what you can for those Lightspeed bundles. The only one where I would say you don't have to get the payout, where just buy the bundle and then take whatever the bundle gave you, would probably be Gas. Gas can 100% wait. He doesn't give you anything once you unlock him, unless you were going for like Lord Vader or Ahsoka. Kind of makes sense?
It does. I have his bundle.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then, so as far as the Galactic Legends, the last I remember, I think I have like half the requirements done for Leia Organa.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like
So
going after her or anything.
Leia is a good one, but I would say Jabba is the better one. So Jabba gives you Smuggler's Run 2, which gives you mods. He's an excellent like overall GL for Conquest, for TW, for GAC. And really the biggest thing is that Smuggler's Run 2. And then not only that, but the requirements for Jabba is Jedi Knight Luke, which is an assault battle. And then if you don't have Imperial Troopers, like Bounty Hunters have an assault battle too. So it's an excellent first GL, or in that GL farming pathway, because of what it gives you. It also, the requirements have some really good bounty hunters too. So it gives you Fennec and it gives you Aura Singh, which both are good, and both of them don't require Zetas to be functional. So that's why I say farm Jabba. Jabba is an amazing GL. Like Conquest, everything. I like, not my favorite GL personally, but return of investment, what I get from him, like Jabba is the best GL that you can have. And he's like solid overall. He can beat JMK, he can beat Leia's, he can beat a lot of things. So like overall, excellent GL. You're going to put Jabba on defense anyways. Your first GL needs to go on defense essentially for GAC. So you're going to want to have Jabba up and running as soon as you can, and everything. And I promise you, the sooner you get Jabba, the sooner you're going to start getting that Smuggler's Run 2, the better overall your mods are going to be, because it not only gives you free mods, it gives you free slicing materials, but it also gives you free micro attenuators, and these you accumulate really slowly unless you're buying them with Get 3, which I wouldn't specifically recommend, or you just have Smuggler's Run 2. So I just did Smuggler's Run 2, so I have 60 of those. So the event's right here. Yes, this event. So having this event for this rewards, like you get six dot mods, you get all this slicing material here, and then you get 30 micro attenuators, and then you can run the event twice every time this event happens. So it gives you 60 micro attenuators, 100 of these, 100 of these, 40 of these, 40 of these, and 12 mods. It is like, that's a spicy meatball, and there is like a noticeable difference before Jabba and after Jabba for mods. Like, yeah, refreshing mod energy is great too, but also Jabba is like huge for that. Also, don't forget one more thing. I totally forgot. You're going to want to get Master Qui-Gon and Padawan Obi-Wan up and running. So where would I fit them in? I would say maybe after Executor, you can farm these guys. Padawan, Obi-Wan, Master Qui-Gon. If you're at the point where you're waiting on ships and stuff, and you finish your Cal Kestis, then you want to get the Padawan, Obi-Wan, Master Qui-Gon as soon as you can to Relic 7. Their farm is a Cantina farm, so you're not going to want to farm them while you're getting your relics up. But if you finish your relics for Executor, like you have everyone relicked where they need to be, then what you should be doing after that is start farming the shards for the Imperial Troopers and CLS Rebels and everything else you need, but also get Master Qui-Gon, Padawan, Obi-Wan up to Relic 7. So I would say before Imperial Troopers, after Executor, you should fit these two, because their assault battle is very, very good. And then Jabba isn't always on defense. I take my Jabba on offense. Jabba is just a good defensive GL. And your first GL should go on defense. So yeah, but that's what I would recommend. Make sense?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, so don't forget about these dudes. But that's all I got for you, unless you have any more questions for me.
No, I'm good. You can move on to the wheel if you want.
All right. So one thing I will say is, so here in my playlist, there's some things that are really good. So if you're wondering like, amazing guides here, man, let me get like Captain Amazing here. And today I'm gonna. There you go. All right. So my amazing guides. It's really difficult to do that. All right. So amazing guides here. How to farm relic material, the assault battle teams, how to use your mark raid currencies, how to use your TB currencies, like all these guides here are pretty much how I'm telling you how to farm. So this will tell you like how to spend your currencies to be efficient. And in the education playlist, educational, there's some other ones in here. Hey everyone, it's me. So in my educational one, there's how to build an account for faster growth. This one is how to layer your farms. This one, and then there's another one in here. This one, how to optimize your farms to speed them up. So those two guides are essentially like how I farm everything. I feel like maybe I should specifically do that, but I do have them in my Discord too, someone mentioned. So over here in the top of my reviews, I have them how to develop a farming pathway, my hierarchy of needs, my mod playlist, and my amazing guides. So all of them are here. I don't think anyone really reads my number one. They're just like, am I on the list? But if you scroll up, this is where all my guides are that help you, because usually I try to like point you guys to this stuff, but these are my guides that I made that specifically are like, how do I farm this game? How do you efficiently use all these resources? Because there's literally hundreds in the game if you like look at every single item as a resource. So there's a lot of different ways that you have to manage these things, and this is how I build like that sustainable system, are through these guides. Like my mods playlist, my hierarchy of needs is how I like build my account. Developing a farming pathway is like how to have like farming synergy and how to like layer your farms, how to find a guild if that's what you need, and then amazing guides. So yeah, if you need,
I'll have to go binge watch them.
yeah, so I will say being able to efficiently, man, what a dumb looking MFer, but how to efficiently like use your resources, because I don't know if you guys follow like my monthly progress, but I finish like big farms, like GL ships, huge farms, usually in about a month and a half. I'm finishing like big farm, and I'm able to do that because I'm efficiently going through and doing these things. So like this month I'll probably finish, in August I'll probably finish these guys, and then mid-September, October I'll have Leia finished, and then I'll start working on whatever else. And it's about like every 3 months I finish 2 big farms is what I'm doing. And how you do that is you have even GLs, is like you layer all your farming, you farm all the ships, you farm all the shards, you efficiently use all these resources, you try to be in as competitive as the guild as possible, and then you farm all your assault battles, you farm all these resources, and if you follow those hierarchy of needs, then that's how you start getting like accelerating your count really fast. Because if you look at like my account growth, it's like very, very fast compared to like most people. And I don't spend a lot of money. I pretty much buy just the Conquest Pass Plus for Conquest, and I do that just because it makes it passable, like grinding through that for 2 weeks rather than not like having to grind through it without it. So that's it. So
what's a GL ship?
A GL ship? So it's not actually a thing. It's just how players describe ships. So there's 3 ships that we would describe as GL ships, and that's the Executor, the Profanity, and the Leviathan. So if you go to the journey guides, I don't even know if they have them on here. The solo journeys, yeah. So these tier 5 ships, all these 3s are described, believe it or not, as like galactic level ships, because the requirements for them is pretty much similar to a galactic legend, and that's the level of power they have compared to other ships. So they're just like a tier, like the Leviathan is a tier above the Profundity and the Executor, and the Profundity and the Executor are like a tier above all the other ships. And I would say the closest thing right now to this tier would probably be the Negotiator with Marauder, and the Chimera with the TIE Interceptor, the TIE Defender, and the Scythe would be just below these guys right here. But they are also like pretty much when you're at the highest level of the game, you need 6 fleets in Grand Arena. So my fleets over here, because I'm in Kyber, I like where you have probably 1, I have to have 3 on defense and then 3 on offense. So we need 6. So it's important to have those 3 pretty much those 3 ships, because if you don't, you're at a considerable disadvantage compared to those who do, because we need 6 overall. And that's how I personally win Grand Arena, is usually by fleets, by having the top of the meta fleets. And that's why fleets are very important, because not only do fleets give you crystals in the fleet arena right away, but like I earn crystals through Kyber by having a fleet. Because if you look at my defense, maybe for you this seems like a good defense, but my defense for like an experienced player is like an absolute joke. So like Padme is good with Padme Kron. Qui-Gon's okay. Rex 5s are okay. This is like a filler. And then I do have like JMK on the back here. Yeah, JMK. So JMK is a good defense, but other than that, like everything else, absolute joke. So especially for Kyber. But essentially what wins me the games or my matches is this, like my fleets, the meta. They cannot, they just can't beat them. So that's a GL ship essentially.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. My best ship's the Negotiator, but I don't even have the Marauder.
No, you don't have to. I wouldn't specifically go for it because it's really expensive. And if you're going to do that, you'd probably go for like Lord Vader. But you don't need it for a very long time. So I don't have the Marauder at a usable level. And I still dominate fleets. You don't need it. It's just useful. And you can, like, if you wanted to dominate your fleet arena, like if you went all in on the Marauder, you could. But I would say the Executor would probably be a better long-term investment that you can go with, because the Executor has really good farming synergy where you can go Imperial Troopers, and then and that's going to give you 2 assault battles, which is going to give you more stuff. And then the fleet itself is like really solid, and it has good farming synergy with like SOKR, C, and some other things. So what you want farming synergy so that your farms flow really well, because if you're farming things that just like aren't related to each other, because pretty much like right now you're farming Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, right? And then you're farming Executor, and those two do not flow at all. There's no synergy there. And the problem is Jedi Knight Cal Kestis doesn't have synergy with anything. So no matter what you farm, there's going to be no synergy there. And that's why it's kind of like this thing that you farm at the end, because it just doesn't make sense. But if you look at the farms for Jabba, so Jabba, JML, Leia, Profundity all have really, really good farming synergy, so that when you farm them, it all flows really quickly and they share requirements. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for things that share requirements, but are also really good. And then you weave in assault battles in between those so that you get more income, if that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, that helps out a ton.
Yeah, so I made, it's all in my hierarchy of needs and all my other guides, but that's essentially what it is. That's how you flow, like your flows, and don't always like, because I don't specifically look at your guys and pull up Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.gg and like look at what you're closest to farm. That's not what it's about. It's like, where are you at? where you could farm something that is going to give you something that's going to give you more resources. It's not always about like what are you closest to, because technically one of the closest farms I am is like C. I'm really close to C, and I have been for a really long time because I farmed Executor, I farmed SOKR, I farmed the Leviathan, I have a relic Jedi Knight Anakin. So this farm would be really, really quick for me to finish. But I don't do it because there's other things that I could finish that will give me a better return of investment. And I'm not saying C's bad. C's a good GL and I want him eventually. I just think there's a really good chance that we'll get a Lightspeed bundle for C sometime in the next year or so. So I'm willing to farm other things while I wait for that. And by the time if I finish Leia, and I'm ready to farm another GL, maybe I'll farm Lord Vader, or maybe I'll finish C and then go Lord Vader. I don't know. Or maybe I'll go like Leia, GL Ahsoka, then C Lord Vader. I don't know. Who knows? Like there's a lot of things that change farming pathways. Lightspeed bundles are definitely one of them, and I think it's important in the world that we are in today to plan around Lightspeed bundles as much as we can, personally. So. Yeah. All right, but thanks for joining me. Thanks for jumping on chat. Always fun. I don't always do this, but I think it's a good time whenever I do.
Yeah, I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, Stabby. What does Stabbychucker mean to you?
So, I've pretty much been like a lifelong RuneScape player.
Oh, okay.
Both old school and RS3.
Mm-hmm.
And in that game, there's a quest that you can do called Big Chompy Bird Hunting, and it basically it ties into it, and it's like a funny inside joke with my dad and I, because him and I played it together while I was growing up.
Oh, nice. So do you play it on your phone still?
It's.
Is it too dated now?
Yeah, no. No, I still play it, but I'll play it for like 3 months and take like a month break.
Okay.
It's very, very heavy, grindy.
Yeah, I know. I never really played it just because by the time I really understood it, it was too dated for me, if that makes sense. Like when you have absolutely no nostalgia to it, then it's a really dated game. But I understand why it would be fun. I really do. Because I played a game called Final Fantasy XI, super grindy, like a Japanese MMO, really fun, but like I don't know if people could play it right now because it's like super dated. But for me, it's like super nostalgic. I like grew up playing it just like I did Halo and many of the other games, and I still play on private servers like, on occasion. So really fun game.
Yeah, so it probably has about the same kind of nostalgia to me as what that game does to you.
Yeah, I'm sure we all have our nostalgia games. Like for Agnards, I don't know if you watch his stuff, but for him it would probably be Mega Man. OG Fable, that was a really fun game. I remember liking it as a kid because you start out as less like really wimpy guy, and by the time you're like this beefcake,
Oh yeah,
dude.
love Fable.
Yeah, so I wish they would make another one. I think that would be really fun. I would not kick a chicken. I don't remember if it has the same effect as what do you call it? Zelda, where if you like kick chickens, then the chickens just like kill you. I don't know if you guys played that one. I've been playing games for like 31 years now, so like I probably played it all, to be completely honest.
I'm about the same age as you, and I'm right there with you.
You're my age? You're like in your 30s?
I am.
Are you? You really? How old would you guys say you thought this guy was? To be honest, I thought you're. I'm not kidding here when I said I thought you were like 18 or something.
No, I'm 31.
31? Are you? Really? What do you do? What do you do for a living?
I work from home for a ceramic company. I do their customer service and
a granite. Do you say granite?
What, No, no, no. I run their customer service.
Yeah, for what type of company?
Oh, ceramic.
Oh, ceramic. I thought you said a granite company. A ceramic. Okay, so they do what, like countertops and stuff, uh, bathrooms.
No, they do more so like the arts and crafts, like the figurines,
Oh, okay.
paints, and brushes and stuff like that.
Nice. Yeah, my sister does the same thing for where's she Quickset, I think it is. Um like a lock company. So she does their customer service because a lot of people have like electronic locks now. So she works from home. People call her. My brother-in-law too. He had a funny he did so he's Japanese, doesn't speak English very well at the time. But his company is Japanese company for foreign people who have their phone service. There's like an English number that you can call, and then you get him. And then he's like, he feels so bad, but he's the best English speaking person there. So he kept like getting promoted. But no one, like, he doesn't speak English. So if you had a problem with your phone and you called him, he said like it's so painful. He just like sits on the phone for like 2 hours with them. And then he was like, for the longest time, he was saying he was like, they would call him and then yell at him. And then he would say, please forget me. Like, please forget me. And what he meant is, please forgive me. But he kept telling them like, please forget me. And they're like, what do you mean forget you? Like, I need my phone fixed, you know? Like, I need this, I need that. And he's like, please forget me. They're like, what do you mean? I need my phone. So imagine you like your phone doesn't work and you called the phone company and they just told you to like please forget them for 2 hours until they like hang up. So that's what he did for a living. So yeah. His English has improved, but and he works in a different business now. But I always thought it was hilarious. I couldn't imagine. I have to call my phone company. And they're just like, please forget me. I'll be like, Takuma, is this you? Are you doing this to me? So yeah.
Most of the time, as far as with my experience with customer service, when you have to call, it's always someone with an accent that you just can't understand. Like no matter who you are, you know, whenever you have to call, it's an accent you can't understand.
Well, yeah, usually they do outsource it because it's cheaper, right? But I totally get it. Yeah, but it is always nice when you speak to someone who's like native native English speaker. So yeah, so I will say this. I don't know if you guys do this, but in weekly shipments, you need to buy this ability material Omega here. So this is like every week you get 5. It costs like 800 Mark 1. So if you guys aren't doing this, you should buy this in here. So in weekly shipments, usually I ignore these. Like I don't buy anything in here, but the only thing every week I buy this because these are a huge bottleneck for a very long time. Hey, Captain Rex, how's it going? So 100% I would buy that out of there, right?
I buy the Omegas, but I don't, or I buy the shards too if I don't have that character 7-star.
For the monies, you can. I don't. I personally don't. If they're unaccelerated farms, then well, I have most characters at max, so I think I bought it like once or twice, but usually they're max for me, so I don't buy them. But
how do you get so many credits?
How do you get so many credits? So for you, what you should be doing is you should be using some of your Mark 1 credits for this right here. And that's how you buy. If you need more credits, you buy them here. So I only have 6 million because I still level up some characters because I still have characters I need to farm. So like it's still a bottleneck, just like all the other things. And then for ship credits, shipbuilding materials, you after like 2.5 years, 3 years of playing, you just break through every bottleneck for ships. There's only so many ships in the game. There's like 67 ships in the game. There's only so much resources that you can put them in. And believe it or not, it takes about 3 years until you have all the bottlenecks completed. So that's what I do with them. Or how I have those is because at one point you just like have every single character fully upgraded, and then that's what you do. So so ship omegas, credits, like, but as you're going through, that's why you just do like one fleet at a time, because I don't have all that much time played, believe it or not. It may seem, you may look at my account and be like, man, you've been playing for like a ridiculous long account. I don't know how you feel about 9.5 million. To me, I feel like my account's still like teeny tiny, but I've only have 12,000 galactic war battles, which is about 2 years and 9 months time played. So 2 years and 9 months. If in 2 years and 9 months to you may seem like a long time, but this game is 8 years old. So there's everyone I'm competing with at where I'm at in the game has 5, 6, 7, 8 year old accounts, and I have a 2.5 year one. So I have a lot of things that I can't compete in, but the way I compete there is by using ships, because there's only so many ships in the game, and if I maximize ships, which I have, essentially to usable point, the comeuppance and the marauder are the only thing I really need to like shore up. Probably the executrix, but that's really not that important. Then that would be the only thing. But pretty much unless they make another one and make us have like 8 fleet, or 4 on defense, 4 on offense, I have 6 banger fleets that I don't have to worry about. So if someone puts Leviathan Profundity Executor or Leviathan Executor Negotiator with Marauder or something on defense, I can still beat those. So very, very reliably. So that's all you have to do. And I still put Leviathan Executor on defense with the Radis. So I have I have the strategy. That's my strategy. But essentially, you can do that in 3 years. Like in 3 years, you can build absolutely banger fleets and accelerate everything. But for characters, there's gonna be 9 GLs. There's all these conquest characters. There's all these legendaries. That takes 6, 7 years maybe to max out. Right, so this takes forever, where the fleets don't. So that's why I have that strategy. So just something to think about. Don't ignore your fleets. It's a really, really good Duel of Fates. So that's a good point. So that's why I tell people to farm these. So if you're having problems with credits, if you accelerate Padawan, Obi-Wan, Master, Qui-Gon, you will get up to, I think it's like 21 million or something credits every month, 19 to 21 or something for this at Relic 9. Relic 7 will get you 16 million. So I think it's 21 million at Relic 9, 16 million at Relic 7, just for 2 characters a month. That's a lot. So if you look at the credit heist, that's like 4 or 5 million on average a month, where this is, like you can get 16 to 21 million. Plus it gives you slicing materials. It gives you a bunch of other stuff, signal data. So that's why I said like you need your crystals for your ships, but Master, Qui-Gon, Padawan, Obi-Wan, these 2 alone will help break your credits. Like these credits that you have, the credit issues. I have 6 mil. I could have a lot more, but I buy mods, and I over time I level up all these characters. So I'm pretty much almost done with leveling up the characters. So I have like my next next I'm gonna start on these guys actually, but I probably have my next year's worth of characters already leveled to 85. So, and I just continue going down how I'm gonna farm and start leveling them to 85. So next I'll probably do like Gas, Maul, DTMG, all Gar, Imperial Saxon, Vandor, so stuff like that. So once I finish working my mods, if I have like 10, 15 million credits, then I'll just level up the next farms I'm doing for level 85. And that's why I spend down my credits. But pretty soon here, I'm going to hit a point where I run out of things to level 85. Because at a certain point, you accelerate, you get more credits than you need just naturally. So once I have Padawan Obi-Wan Master Qui-Gon, it'll probably take me like 3 months, and I'll have like every character to level 85. And then after that, I'll just start spending my credits on mods. So there's some things that you can kind of like keep, and it doesn't really matter. Like crystals, you can stack them to the moon, but things like credits, there's only a certain amount that you need where it's like you can really functionally use them, because you'll see people with like billions of credits and they're just wasting them. They could have used them to buy mods here or work mods. So if you see someone with like hundreds of millions to billions of credits, then that means you're wasting your they're wasting, because you can literally buy mods here. I especially like hard to find mods, if you see them in here, I buy them. Usually I use my ship credits for that though. All right, but thanks for hanging out. It's 12:08, so I don't know if I'm gonna do another roster review at this point, because my maintenance dudes are coming pretty soon, so I don't want to like run out of time. But thanks for hanging out, Stabby. Yeah, but I would watch those guides. If you have any more questions, hit me up on Discord. I always answer like the Ask Captain Amazing questions there, if anyone else has.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. All right, take care.
Bye.
So I don't specifically buy mod packs. You can. So a mountain goat is a spender, and he says yay on that. But if I was gonna like soft like dolphin, how do you get a roster review from me? So you can join my Discord. So if you want to join the wheel, right? So if you want a free roster review, you post in here for number 2. If you want a roster review that's like where you don't have to wait for the wheel to select you, then you're welcome to donate anything more than $5. But this is the list I use for the wheel. So you come in here, you add, you put in a request in number 2, and then I'll put you in here under the wheel list, and then if it hits on you, it hits on you. You have to be good for a roster review. Yeah. No, that's not true. Because there's like Matthias in here, and he's a real butt plug, but he's where is he at? Where is he at? I don't know where he's at. He's in here somewhere, but he's on the list, and he's definitely not a nice guy. So I lose track of this stuff. Yeah, Matthias. There you go. And he plugs butts with his face. So, you know, if he's on there, then anyone can be on there. No, I don't advocate to unlock gas. Hey, look at this. 7 cent. This is a good deal right here. 7 for 1,600. That's not bad at all, honestly. A little bit of bronzium wiring to spicy up the deal. One more review. I honestly do have time. Should I buy it? Should I buy this? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I am running low on crystals. I only have 30k. But it's 7. Should I do it? What do you guys think? Oh, man. 7 spicy Zetas. I don't even have 7 spicy Zetas in the bank. Oh man. And then this is like negligible, right? Should I do it? 7 Zetas. And everything in here is good, honestly. This is all just icing on the cake. You're only at 2k? You only have 2k crystals? Oh man. 7 crystals. 7 Zetas. 7 Zetas to rule them all. Where do you go to join my Discord? It's in the description of the video. Mr. CAC. Should I do it? Oh, I clicked on it, but I clicked off. Click. Click off. I don't know. Close my eyes and buy it. I did it. It's so good. It's too good of an offer to pass. 7 was too much. Too much, because 28.8 crystals is pretty much 30k crystals anyways. It's pretty much the same thing. I do need Zetas, because the next one I'm probably gonna do is for Quadme, and then I don't think I'm gonna do this one, even though I have the Omicrons for it. I don't think I'm gonna put the Omicron on there. I think I'll probably keep it at 2 Omicrons for her. I feel like the lead one is a luxury. It's a good one, but I still feel like it's a luxury, and I think summoning the decoy right off the bat is important, and jacking up cooldowns is also important. Did I buy that ability material gift pack? I did not. So I'm trying not to spend more money in this game. Where is it at? I don't buy these. So you guys would be surprised. I don't spend very much money at all in this game. For the most part, like on average, I just buy only the Conquest Pass Plus. That's it. And the only reason I buy that is because it makes it that much better for me. Unique Zeta, I think it's good. The unique Zeta is good because it feeds her more turn meter. So I wouldn't say it's a luxury. It's a good Zeta. So if you have Marin up and running, then yeah, I would get this one. So whenever an ally is inflicted with a debuff, if Marin has 0% turn meter, dispel debuffs from the ally, Marin gains 25% turn meter, which can't be prevented. Whenever a Night Sister ally is ready, there's a yeah. No, this is good. This is good. So I would 100% get this. PC version is age blocked. Well, you know, you should have thought about that before you were born so young. You should have, you know, I can't help. That's a skill issue there. That's a skill issue. Should have been born earlier. Nothing we can do about that. Yeah, get older, noob. Yeah. Alright, this one, mod energy. Yeah, takes time. Be patient, young one. CG doesn't want your young hands on their PC client because you know, you can't spend the parents' money. Yeah. Adults only. I personally wouldn't give Asajj her Omicron. I personally would not. So I do plan on giving Marin her Omicron. I'm not planning on giving Asajj her Omicron. I'm not. And I would say this. Let's wait and see how the Night Sisters shake up once we have the 3 sisters and fully fleshed out the 2 teams before you start placing Omicrons, because we don't know, like, who knows how they're gonna get shaked up. Like Mother Talzin, Old Daka, Marin are probably gonna be core here. I could see Night Sister Zombie still going to the 3 sisters because you can't stop her Undying Sacrifice. So even though the Night Sister specifically calls out that Night Sister their Night Sister allies can't be revived, you cannot stop Night Sister Zombie from being revived. So I could see Night Sister Zombie getting stolen and then them trying to, like, you filling in the gap with whatever for these 3 with like 2 others or something. And then we just have to see, because maybe Asajj with the three sisters is like an absolute banger and a must, but we don't know. Maybe somehow the three sisters will steal a core part of this, and then this team dies on the vine, and Asajj doesn't make the cut. So we don't know. Like we don't know like this factions going through a glow up. So let's like pump the brakes on the Omicrons. I'm waiting to see where they fall in before I start like doing things with them. So yeah, it's like pump the brakes and then we'll see. If I want content for it all, maybe Slasher. I'll think about it. Yeah, thanks for following, Dr. Jaden. Yeah, so that is a problem, honestly, is like children, because before if they try to like go through, it has to go through like the Apple system or whatever. But if kids do it and it's through their systems, then they're the ones that have to like deal with that hassle. And then like a lot of places, parents have protections from kids just spending money that aren't theirs because they're not authorized. So I could understand where companies would be like, we don't want to mess with that, so they don't allow children on there. So, well, Pigster, you're still a child. Like at the end of the day, even though you have a job and you may be a teenager, you are still a child. So, you know, like CG don't want to play those games with children. So they want adults only. Adults only. All right. So I'll do some, I have a little bit of time, so I may be able to do some conquest. Because I don't want to get into a Ross review right now because I don't want to. I'm gonna have to stop somewhat soon. Yeah, I can start. This is fine. Padme lead or Beck lead? Probably Beck, to be completely honest. Padme Omicron can be really strong, and I did face a Padme with Quadme on defense, and it stopped me. Like if you look at my grand arenas, I usually full clear. Like sometimes I lose, right? Like last grand arena, I lost on efficiency. It was like 2055 to 2070, and then we both full cleared each other without dropping a battle. He just beat me. He was a little more efficient because he had a better defense than what my defense was. So he like slowly stripped a little bit of banners from me, and that won it for him. But like one person, I think I was stopped like once or twice this last 3v3, and one time was because of Quadme. Like there was a Padme lead with a Quadme, and I didn't have anything that could stop it. So like that Omicron is really good, so you could do that if you wanted to. I don't know, up to you, but it's a good Omicron. This is a weird team right here. Let's do this. Yeah, you're gonna whack him. Alright, you're powerless here. Alright, let's just start working through your stuff. Alright, let's start killing you. Oh, he survived. What? Here, let's see if I can kill you guys. What? GG just like hanging in there. There you go. Alright, this? Oh man, I didn't want to take his turn meter. Here, let's just give everyone. That wasn't my bad, guys. That was a oopsie. Oopsies. Oopsie daisies. It's just basic here. Let's give everyone foresight. Let's do basic. Can you come on? Thanks, Django. Cool. Let's end your life there. Do layout. Slice you up, slice and dice. There you go. Conquest only has weird teams. Sometimes it's okay teams. F3v3. I don't mind 3v3. If 3v3 is harder for me, like believe it or not, 5v5 is a little easier because 5v5 has less teams, a lot less teams. So makes it just way easier for me than 3v3. Okay, cool. Let's end you. Thanks. I want to do here. I don't need to do that yet. Let's do that. Alright. I hate when there's that visual bug where it's like where he's actually invis but you can't tell he's invis, you know what I mean? It's super annoying. Let's just do this. Cool. So GW Gaming, I would say just put it on defense. Just put it on defense is probably the best thing to do with it. More than likely. Let's do Hut Cartel here. More than likely I would do that. Let's kill you. You survived. Wow. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I took off my stuff. That makes sense. This makes sense. Let's do that. Do this. There's a bomb. You have a bomb. Okay. I have all. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah. Alright, I want to kill you next, actually. Do this. No! Let's rip off Starkiller's arms. You can't rip it out of the sky if you don't have arms. I guess they could, technically. You know what I mean? Because... yeah, let's do this. Let's kill you. They could, technically. But I feel like mentally it would mess with him. If you didn't have arms and you wanted to like rip it out of the sky, he could, but mentally it would be a mind F so that he couldn't. Full squad of Empire. Oh man, I guess I gotta use maybe Inquisitorius there. Inquisitorius. Which one's this? Oh crap, Empire. What do I want to do here? Sith Empire? Sith Empire is pretty fun. I have not got to use these guys very often. Alright. These guys have tons of turn meter. Alright, let's start the dunkings. Guess I'll start with you. Start working there. Start doing that. Let's do that. Alright, I feel like I need to kill Vader. I'm a little scared of him. And Vader shenanigans, you know what I mean? The shenanigans. The gins. Alright, let's start working on you. I feel like Thrawn always has something up his fingers, you know? Up his fingers? Up his sleeve? Yeah, up his sleeve. Up his fingers. Up his fingers. Yeah, up his fingers. You know what I'm saying. Are you on the wheel? I don't know, maybe, dude. You might be on the wheel. If you submitted your name and I haven't selected you, then you would be on the wheel. I feel like I want to kill everyone here. No mercy. That's my, that's how I play, right? Let's dunk this guy. Ah, yeah. No mercy. I am a gas, want to be main. Got all the clones with fire. Yeah, if you want to, submit your name for a review. Submit your name. Submit yourself. Inquisitorious. Inquisitorious. Yeah, why not? Let's do this so you can't heal. I do love this team. I do. They're so fun. Like before you get them, or before you get Riva, they're kind of lacking in the luster, right? Lacking in the luster. But after you get Riva, they're just like dominating the opposition. Just reduce everyone. Such a fun group. And honestly, their mods aren't even like super crazy or anything. A lot of them, most of them are above 300 speed, but that's very easy to attain. They're just a really strong faction. Really strong faction. So good. So I've always said this about Gas. Like Gas is a solid character, right? I never have I said that Gas is a bad character. What I said about Gas is it's better to have I already used 5 BOS again 3 stacks. Yeah, this is, do I want that? Or no, I'd probably use this sometime. Alright, so I never said Gas is bad or he's not yeah, Pigster, I would do a review. So generally I'm not like super crazy on the conversion. I'm not gonna like bring up a conversion and be like 699 and be like that's 450. So I don't know what Canadian dollars is. It's probably some equivalent to something like Monopoly dollars. But as long as like it's somewhat close, you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna pull up conversion rates or anything like that. So yeah, that'd probably be fine, Pigster, I'd imagine. I would take your word on it, I guess. So you would know conversions for your currency a lot better than me, and I'm not going to be like a stickler. So if you think it's equivalent to $5, then I would take your word on it, I guess. I don't know. Not the biggest deal for me, right? Scratch and sniffs. All right, separatists. Han accuracy up. Yeah. Let's do JML here, because why not? For funsies. Yeah. I do love myself some JML. He is good. He's solid. So, believe it or not, back when we had voluntary Vanguard, I liked JML, or I liked Malik more than JML, to be completely honest with you. So, but he's without voluntary Vanguard, JML with Watt is the superior cheesing. So. All right, have a good night, Captain Right. Like I said, Pigster, I'll take your, as long as it's close or whatever, it's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. Like I said, I'm not a stickler or anything like that. So yeah, I'm not like letter of the law is this, you know what I mean? Like, if if you want to support the stream, and it's somewhat close, then yeah, I'm 100% not a stickler for that kind of stuff. I'm not, like, to me it's just like, I just had to have a threshold somewhere, so that's just where I put the threshold. It's not something that has to be like crazy exactly this, if that makes sense. I don't, if you guys let me know, what am I doing? What am I doing? What is this? What's wrong with me? What is wrong with me? This is the dumbest thing ever. Like, what am I doing? What is this? Why? This is such a poor matchup. What is wrong with me? What is wrong? I'm too distracted is what's wrong with me. What is this? You guys are gonna make me like lose my stuff, dude. Come on, guys. Can we be serious here? Can we be serious? Can you guys be serious here with me? And you guys are gonna make me lose. Drop some burritos. You guys are gonna make me drop some burritos over here because I'm over here doing the worst match. I know I'll be fine, but the wet, like, horrible, like, I don't know what I'm even doing right now. Absolutely. Hey Wolf, how's it doing? Here, let me slap this on auto so I can do this. We were just talking about you, Wolf. We were talking what the kids would call this days 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4. We were saying, talking le smack is what the kids would be saying these days. No, I'm just kidding. We were saying how intelligent you were. We were singing your praises, Wolf, earlier, saying how intelligent you were. Believe it or not, entertaining, intelligent, the whole package. The package. All of it. That's what we were saying. What do I want to do here? CLS Rebels, I guess? Allegedly. We're singing your praises. Man, I don't even know. That was the dumbest move I've ever done in this game as far as this game. Do this. Do that. Man, not a single one. That's funny though. That was horrible. I really was saying how singing your praises. I forgot how we got there. I think Ray Rock was talking smack, and I was like, no, don't talk smack about him. Wolf is an amazing game player, amazing swaggoer. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Ray Rock talked smack, and I was forced to defend your honor of how intelligent and great of a swaggo player you were. That's, if anything, that's how my recollection was saying. Yeah, pretty sure that's how it went. Ray Rock was just dumpstering you in Fort Mort. You know how he is. You know how he is. And I had to. I can't speak on Fort Mort. But I spoke on your behalf, and I was like, no. The Wolf, excellent swaggoer, very intelligent man, very knowledgeable, very good player. So yeah. But yes. All right, so I think that's everything. So I don't have time just because I have, like I said, I have some maintenance guys coming here in like a few minutes. So I do have to go. But thanks everyone for hanging out. Always fun. Do you want to see my data discs? My data discs aren't exactly approachable because, like I said, I have the Pass Plus, so I'm not a good proof source. I don't recommend doing what I do, but I have defensive formation 2, leader's resolve, a heal over time, a ruthless swiftness, a booming voice, and a stacking offense. and that's what I use here. I do have some Zealous Ambitions that I throw in sometimes if I feel the need. Zealous Ambitions are really good for like Riva. There's a lot of support characters in there. But those data discs I have right there are pretty universal, so any team can use them and benefit from them. Even the Ruthless Swiftness with First Order, the way the data discs works are fine. Usually I can kill the whole team before the enemy takes a turn, as long as I don't take him against something like gas or I believe it or not, First Order can be really dangerous because when you have to kill crew. When you kill crew, you like lower your whole team's health, and then Red Lobster can just like delete someone. Oh, Rayrock? Yeah, that's what I was saying too, Wolf, about Rayrock. Like he has his own acronyms, like the Rayrock dictionary of acronyms for this game. And I'm like, Rayrock, you can't be using your own made up acronyms for these characters as if we can like understand what they are. And they're not even like sensical. They're just like legit random like letters, and it's like, dude, like if someone was like Murder Bucket, like if I was like Murder Bucket, there's only a few things that could be really described as a murder bucket, right? And like you process of elimination, you could probably like understand who I'm talking about, but it would be a toss up between like BT1 and Chopper. Right? What is autistic? I don't know. Yeah, Stormtrooper. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So, but it could be a lot of things. But if you're like, I can't even remember what his acronyms were, but it literally blew my mind that I was like, are you serious with that acronym? You really expected me to just like magically know this acronym that like no one else has ever used ever, that just like makes sense only to Rayrock. Like he's like slowly trying to get his acronyms in there working, but I couldn't do it. I can't do it. I can't do his acronyms. They throw me through a loop. They throw me through a loop. Urs is rating me. Hey dude. Man, the hall is here. How's it going, guys? How's it going? Wow, I feel really horrible. I would love to sit here and entertain the whole. I really would. Thanks for the raid, Urs. I'm happy to see you back. You probably don't remember me specifically because I was just like some random chatter, but I was in your chat when you were first talking about coming back to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes with Shaka. So happy you made the decision, and I look forward to seeing your stuff. So thanks for that, dude. I do appreciate it. So thanks for the follow. But happy to see you back, dude. Yeah, absolutely. I wish I was I was just telling him thanks ECW Star. I will say my content is geared more towards like education, roster reviews, and all that other. Yeah, I did learn shout outs. Yeah, Urs is great. I know Urs is a very long time ago. He was a content creator, quit for 3 years and then came back. So yeah, do you want me to, man, here, let me see. I'm gonna go talk to my wife real quick. If you want a roster review, Urs, I will review your roster. I will. I would do that. I could probably knock that out real quick. I could. I think that would be fun. Would you like one, Urs? I could. I'm not gonna roast his roster, but I'll give him one. Yeah, I do. Yeah, go ahead. Drop your stuff. Okay, fine, Urs. Fine. Another time. Well, my people will talk to your people, which I don't know if you know my people, but it's just me because I don't have people. But I will hit you up sometime, and then we'll I'll give you a roster review if you want. So yeah, absolutely. It could be on like YouTube or something, but I would love to review your roster. I know you're, yeah, I doubt you would. I'm more of like an efficiency guy, and I hear you're more of like entertainment slash memeing, and I know that was a big thing for you. But I'm 100% more of like a efficiency kind of person. But I would I would love to give you at least a shot of where you can go from where your account is now to just kind of like as efficiently as possible grow your account. I doubt you would do what I would say, but that would be fun. Yeah, so that would be fun. I would 100% love to do that. I do have to run sometime soon. I have like 18-ish minutes. But yeah, but that would be a lot of fun. That would. So, if anyone else wants a roster review, you're welcome. I have a Discord between myself, and it's a community Discord with myself, Agnards, and some other community content creators here in Twitch, like Lysol and some other dudes. So you guys are welcome to join it and then submit for a roster review in there. Now I have the wheel, so you guys will be subject to this if you guys wanted to, except for Urs. I'll give him the VIP treatment because he's cool. But all you other guys, you are subject to the wheel. We all line up under the wheel, except for Urs, I guess. we all are all subject to it. So you're more than welcome to get yourself on the wheel, and then I'll do my spins, and you know, if fortune is in your favor, then I'll get to your review. So always a fun time. Yeah, but I think that would be fun to review because believe it or not, I'm a return player. So I took a, I don't know, 3-4 year break or something, came back. Now I'm at like 9.5 million GP. So I was in a much worse position than Urs was for because I heard he has a GL. I came back and I had like Jedi Knight Revan, and that's it. Like literally Jedi Knight Revan. So, and that was like 2 years ago. So now I have now I have 9.5 JML. That's pretty good. So that's a good place to start. So 100% I would probably get Jabba up and running. Like if you have JML, Jabba maybe Profundity Jabba would be good. Depends on what your preference is. If you want better mods, I would get Jabba. If you want to still, because if you have Profundity at like, I think like 6 stars, 6-7 stars, then 100% you can still get first place in fleets. I don't know how his fleet shard is probably a shark one, because I imagine he's probably a day one fleet shard, and those are like absolute shark shards. Like those dudes never quit. Like if you played since day one, they just never stop. They're ridiculous. So I understand fleet. Yeah, fleet is very difficult for them, but I think if he had Profundity, I would do that, because if you have the Mark 6, which he could easily farm, and the TIE Bomber, then he can win mirrors for Profundity really easy. Profundity dunks on Executor, even triple attacker, and then if you have the Mark 6 starting, then he could easily be Profundity, and you don't even need the Mark 6, but it just makes it a little easier for the Profundity Leviathan. Then he can climb all the way to first with that fleet. So I would probably, like, here am I giving my theoreticals, right? But 100% if he wants like Profundity or Jabba, that's like farming synergy. That would probably be the best ways to go, just looking at it. Yeah. Chimera is good. The only problem Chimera has is with Profundity, because you would have to have he would have to have Scythe too and TIE Interceptor. So it takes a lot longer to farm Inquisitors, farm the Scythe, farm the TIE Interceptor, get TIE Defender than it would to just get the Profundity, I think. So, and then the Profundity beats all the fleets. Like it can be easily beats Negotiator with Marauder, easily beats Executor, easily beats Profundity, and you can climb on Leviathan. Where Chimera can be Executor and Leviathan, but it's weak against Profundity. It also beats the Negotiator too, but 100% I would say the Profundity. Bang for your buck. If you're just trying to climb for fleet, that's probably the easiest thing to do. If you want to conveniently get it, then yeah, of course Leviathan is best overall, because you can just like sit there and park it. Like I have to do one, like right now I did my fleet placement. I haven't attacked at all. I'm number 7, so it'll be 2 battles for me to get my fleet placement. So who any of these guys that can attack, and it doesn't matter. And these mirrors are like crazy easy, so I'll do 2 attacks and get my placement. So what's this guy? 7. Yeah, so they all climbed or have. I have a relic 6 Sith fighter, but these are really easy to fight too. I'll just do 2 attacks and then I'll have my first place placement. So that's really convenient. So yeah. So it's easier to have a Leviathan, because if you blend in with the group, you won't specifically be pushed down. Like this this Profundity, he'll get first, but he'll start his fleet climb in the 20s like every day, because he gets pushed back by all these Leviathans. So that's like the benefit of having a Leviathan over a Chimera or a Profundity. Like you can climb with any of them, but a Leviathan, you just keep your fleet placement a little better because people won't specifically target you. Yeah, it will be. So because I was a return player, and what I did was I farmed SOKR. Like I farmed it. I didn't do this was before Lightspeed bundles. So I farmed SOKR. I went Executor into Leviathan. Like literally SOKR, Executor, Leviathan. And I farmed the Leviathan right when it came out. And I farmed Malgus out of Proving Grounds. So I did the Pass Plus, and I refreshed the event every 2 times every single day. So it took me, I unlocked Leviathan like 2 or 3 months after it came out, and it's been an absolute godsend since. So yeah, absolutely. Executor into Leviathan was what I did. So, and I do a fleet defense for Grand Arena. So Starkiller, Profundity, finishing up Lord Vader. Yeah, that's a way to do it. That's a way to do it. Like Starkiller enhances a bunch of characters. He's fun though. Like Starkiller is just a really fun character, because I think I did watch. I think I watched his video where he talked about him coming back, and there was some characters that he wanted for a really long time, and I think Starkiller was one of them. So, and I think he's doing that because he just wants the farm. Like he just wants that character because it's a fun character. So 100% I understand wanting farming something because it's just a fun farm, right? Like 100% I could do that. Like you love that character, you want it. Like I love Starkiller. I love the Force Unleashed. I think it was a fantastic game. And he's a really fun character. Yeah, so I could understand farming Starkiller. Yeah, like and it's not too expensive or prohibitive. It's what, 20,000 or 2,000 Kyrotech, which is okay. 1,600. What time is it for me right now? It's 12:50 in the afternoon. So I live in Japan, so that's why my time difference is a little weird. Normally I would be at work, but I'm on vacation right now. So I took a 4 days vacation. Yeah, because it's light out. The natural sun on my face. Yeah, so it's in the afternoon right now for me. So live in Japan. Okinawa, Japan. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in the military. Yeah, so that's why I live overseas. I'm not actually Japanese. My wife is though. She's Okinawan. But I do live in Okinawa. So yeah, but Starkiller into Profundity is a really strong farm for him. Oh, thanks ECW. So Starkiller into Profundity is really good. So I think that's a good farm. overall. Yeah, I could. I what base? You're at Camp Schwab. No, I'm on Fatema. That sucks. Schwab sucks. Uh, yeah, that sucks, dude. Um, nah. Well, believe it or not, I got really sick Saturday, 2012 to 15. So I was on this base from 2010 to 15 too. So we were here at the same time, the smallest hole. Probably when I was like a corporal sergeant at that time. So I was in Okinawa from 2010 to 15 as well. I spent some time up in Hansen on the 31st Mu during that time too, but not a lot of time. I work in aviation, so I spend most of my time on Fatema, but I've worked like in August I'll spend up some time at Hansen. Um, yeah, I spent some time up there. In the Air Force on Kadena. Kadena's a really nice base. I served with the Air Force too, as well, in Korea, the 621st. So I spent some time with the Air Force, Royal Air Force too, with the British. But that was in Afghanistan in like 2009. 2009, I spent some time with the Royal Air Force in Afghanistan. So had a good time with them. They're really good, cool people. So. But I'm old. I'm old. I'm old for a Marine. Very, very old. No, I do. I have a top secret clearance. So I am older. I'm a master sergeant. I've been in the Marines for a very long time, 17 years. But no, I can show my face on stream. My work knows I stream. They don't have any issues with it. You're a DoD civilian? No, it's fine. It's not. It's not a problem to stream. So you do have to, because technically you have to disclose to the DoD if you have like a second job. So I disclose to my work like, hey, I do. I tell my boss, hey, I stream. This is what I stream for. And it's fine. Kandahar, I was in Leatherneck. So I can't go around and be like, actually, the specifications for, like I can't be going around telling my business, but it's fine. A lot of military stream Jack Bast as long as you're not you would have to, because you're different, right? Because you're a civilian, and it would depend. I don't know if you're a GS or if you're a NAF or if you're a contractor, because all those have different rules, and you have to look at your contract at what is allowed and isn't allowed. Because if your contract like specifically defines like you are not allowed to make GS equivalent, so. Okay. But so probably an NAF, I guess, or maybe you are. I don't know what a GS equivalent is. I know contracting. I know GS. I know NAF. Okay, so you're DB engineering. You would have to look at your contract, but I don't think it's an issue as long as you're not, because it's as long as you're not like specifically doing something that brings dishonor to the military, if that makes sense, or you're not disclosing any secrets, or you're not, because if I went on here and I started saying some like crazy stuff, then yeah, I could be separated or you could be fired, because we have a social media clauses. So I'm sure you also, like all DoD employees have to sign a social media disclosure. So you'd have to, but that social media disclosure doesn't specifically deny us from being able to do like social media. It just is like you can't like be acting crazy on social media, if that makes sense. So yeah, absolutely you can. It's just, it depends on if you want to disclose it, because I'm sure a lot of like I'm an open book. I really don't mind. No one's gonna do anything to me at my work anyways. So like, what are they gonna do to me? But either way, like at this point in my career, they would just like soft fire me anyways. I can't. It would be very hard to hard fire me at like 17 years of service unless I was like specifically doing something really really bad. So I would have to. Oh, you're only 25. Yeah. Well, I've been in for 17 years, so there's a lot of like leeway for what we can do. But even if I was in for like 6 months, I'm not doing anything that's bringing like dishonor to the Marines. You know what I mean? So if I was like coming on here saying like crazy stuff or being derogatory towards the sitting president, or if I said stuff like I'm not gonna like, I don't even want to like say stuff that would like could be sound clip, but you understand what I'm saying. Like as long as you're not doing stuff or saying stuff that one, I'm not political, I'm apolitical here. I don't follow anything like that. Yeah. So, but your contract, because I have been a supervisor for GS employees. Like just as a Marine, I've had GS employees that work directly for me, and I was their supervisor, and it's not a problem. Usually your contracts don't specifically specify anything that you can't do social media. It just says that you can't do social media in a way that like. I forget the exact terminology of it, but essentially, like if you're acting a fool, then you can get fired. Like you're not allowed to do something like that. Well, no, it's like there's a lot of things to it, but you can't be doing like crazy stuff. But it's all in your contract. Just read your social media disclosure, and that'll tell it. But if you do want to start streaming, yeah, absolutely do it. And then if you do start making money on it, or if you want to, because you can like show your face or whatever. But just talk to your no, only fan accounts may be an issue. But you can talk to your supervisor and just be like, hey, I know this is like off the wall, but I play video games and I stream it. Like, is there any disclosure for that? And then usually they'll be like, no, as long as you're not like doing anything crazy, you're fine. But I would, before you mention any money on it, I would just like read your contract to make sure that you aren't specifically obligated to not have a second job. Because some contracts specifically state like you cannot have a second source of income. Where for the military, we do have that where we can have a second source of income. We just have to disclose it. And then if my work told me like gave me an order like, hey, you will not do this, then I wouldn't do that. It depends. Yeah, you have to read your contract, Jack Bass, because if you haven't really told me what type of government employee you are, like just GS equivalent. But even then, I'm not, because you have an HR too. So you can talk to your HR about it as well, and just ask like, hey, I was curious, is there, because you should have an HR. So if you talk to your HR and you're like, hey, like things like just say like, hey, you're curious about having a second hobby, or having a hobby, and you just wanted to and just say like you play a video game, you're interested in doing some like social media, Twitch, YouTube kind of things. Is there any policies that would prevent that, or would I just have to not get monetized, or would I have to like hide my persona or my face? Like what's the prerogatives? But, or if you don't want to do that, then you don't have to. But like, if I was in your position, I would just read my contract. It 100%, it's going to have a social media clause in there, and just make sure that you're within lines of social media, and see what clause you have for second forms of incomes, and make sure that you're not, within, you shouldn't be afraid of your boss. Most bosses are pretty approachable. I know 25 is pretty young, because you probably just finished college a few years ago, and you've probably been in the workforce only a few years. But believe it or not, like everyone is people, right? Like we're all people. And one thing I've known just like climbing up the ranks of an organization is like, and seeing how decisions are made and everything at the highest level of a lot of organizations, like we're all just people. They're all just dudes or dudettes, and as long as you're in line of like what you're supposed to do as your work and everything, and you aren't like a jackass at work or something, then usually most people don't care, and they're just fine. But yeah. I'm sure you'd be okay. You just gotta continue on, you know, continue oning. But I do have to go because in any minute now, my maintenance people are gonna show up and they have to fix my dryer. So, absolutely was a blast. Let me raid you guys out because I don't want to leave the hall stranded. But I do appreciate. I'm sure he's probably gone by now. But thanks guys for joining. I wish I had extra time so I could do some roster reviews so you can see what I'm all about. But unfortunately, I didn't have the time today. But follow. I do have a YouTube, so all my content is on YouTube, so that you guys can request your roster reviews. I'll ping you on Discord and timestamp them on YouTube. There's Revan Sean and Trevor Boy Jamie. Okay, so let's send you over to Trevor Boy Gaming. I know him. His face is a little weird right now, but other than that, absolute pleasure, guys. Again, sorry I can't hang out with you guys more, but on a really short deadline over here because my wife would get mad at me. And you know what they say, happy wife, happy life. So I'll end on that one. Take care, guys.
Right now.
All right, YouTube. Take care. I'll see you guys next time.